What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday. Y'all know what that means. That means we about to have us a good old time today. I am your host, Emmanuel Noizet. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to hang out with your boy today. I really do appreciate it. If case you are new here, I just want y'all to know how things go down. It's pretty simple, really. All we do is go through all the news from the week. I recap some of the more interesting stuff. I give you my thoughts, opinions, commentary, and then of course you got the E-fam and the E-chat going ahead and sharing their thoughts and opinions as well. And if you would like to join them, if you would like to contribute your own opinion, it's very simple. Matter of fact, I've told y'all this is free of charge. All you got to do is be a subscriber. Once you're subscribed to the actual channel, then you too can go ahead and add your opinion and jump into the conversation with all of us as well. So again, free of charge. It's all good in the hood. So now look, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. There's some nonsense, of course, going on with the Flash. And then we got some Jonathan Majors stuff to talk about. So we definitely gonna get on that. There's some other updates with some movies and things like that. So we're gonna get into all of that stuff. Don't you worry about it. We gonna do all of that. But of course, first and foremost, what do we have to do? We have to give some shout outs to the folks that have made it out today, because I always love to give shout outs to those of y'all that came out nice and early. So let's see who we got here. First, the Wanda's Credible channel. Thank you so much. Your first time. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's see, Jerome, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Paul, what is up? How you doing? We do have Secret Invasion stuff. We're gonna talk about that as well. Namesake, what's going on? How you doing? Boss, love to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. MC Harris, what is up? How are you? Kimmy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Ralph, what is going on? My man John Robinson, how you doing? Let's see. Ism Schism, what's going on? Thank you so much. Jay, what is going on? Allie girl, how you doing? Ms. Harper, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Andre, what's going on? How you doing? Shauna, hello. Treese, what is going on? Come on now. We got the top supporter in the building with Deborah Rodriguez. How you doing, ma'am? Thank you so much for being here. We got the mod squad in the building as well. Make sure y'all go do all the things that they talk about. Hit that like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. Kristen Pratt is here. Thank you for holding it down with the rest of the mod squad. Pamela, hello. Good to see you. The homie Zia Latrice is back. AJ, what's going on, man? Good to see you. My boy Tane is here. What is up? Let's see. Rim 17, another mod squad in the building. How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Who else did I see? Prince, what's going on? Christy, how you doing? And thank you, Christy, for your very generous donation. I saw you hit the thanks button on the replay. I appreciate that. And shout out to the replay gang as well. I do appreciate that for real. I don't want you to feel like, you only can support the channel during the live. If you do it, hit that little thanks button right under the video during the replay. I see that as well, and I do my best to get back to y'all. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. Another mod squad in the building. Come through. Stephanie Garnett. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. My man Angel Gonzalez, back-to-back mod squad. Good to see y'all. Let's see who else. Shar, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Another homie, come through. Antoinette, how you doing? So happy to have you here. My man Mike is back in the building. What's going on, bro? IMAX, how you doing? Good to see you. My man Derek Gaines is back in the building. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Corey is back. Good to see you too. Who else I saw? My man Nelson V. What is going on? Chris Cool. Hello. Kiki West is back. Always a pleasure. The homie Rhonda is here. I love to see it. Blurred Forever. What's going on? Another homie with Low Key. How you doing, ma'am? My man Kenny is back. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Theo, how you doing? Thank you for being here too. Optimus Fine. Hello. T-Ville, what's going on? The homie Rebecca. Hello. Good to see you too. Soto, I see you. Andrew, how you doing? Metal, what's going on? Wait. There we go. My man Travis is back. Good to see you. Grandmaster, hello, hello. Gray, what's up? My man Ron, good to see you again, man. It's been a while. Cornelius, what's going on, man? Good to see you too. Let's see. Naries, hello, hello. Stephon, hello, hello. Deshaun, I see you too. Let's see. T. Davis, what's up? Sunspot, hello. Cordell, what's up? And shout out to everyone that has made it out tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. And I thank y'all for taking the time to be here with me today. Let's get some quick conversation here. We got some chats here. Let's see. Jarrell writes, thank you so much. Thoughts on DC's brand being irreparable? I feel even if they drop nothing but bangers going forward, they still won't make money. What would it take? Bangers. It's going to take bangers, because I'm going to tell you this. Winning solves everything. It does not matter. I've told y'all this when it comes to Recast T'Challa. I've told y'all this when it comes to anything in movies. People are always going to show up if you put good quality in front of them. It doesn't matter if you recast. If that new person is good, they will show up. It doesn't matter if you tell the same story again. If it's good, people will show up. The problem with DC has not been because of, this fan tribalism of Marvel versus DC. It's never been about that. That's social media chatter. The general public, the general movie-going audience, your cousin, your mama, your auntie, your uncle, all these people that don't read comic books, all these people that don't even watch this show, they should come and watch this show. But I'm saying the people that don't really follow movie news and stuff like that, they don't care. And we all have to remember that. We have to remember that everybody here, if you're watching me, if you're following the news with movie stuff, I'm telling you right now, we are the minority. We're the hardcore fans, but we are the minority. We are not the general public anymore, because we care just a little bit more than the average person. And I say that because we have to be careful not to project our sensibilities on the general public. The general public, I'm telling you, they be more clueless about all the extra nonsense that goes on in the behind the scenes drama, that at the end of the day, all they care about is this a good movie? Is this entertaining? Do I like this? And if they do, they gonna rock with it. And the other thing is, if they do like it, they're gonna tell their friends about it. They're gonna tell their family about it. And that's how the money piles up to give these movies the legs that they get. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, if DC comes out with really good movies, do you really think anyone's gonna sit here and be like, well, 10 years ago, they made that terrible movie? Nobody's gonna care. No one's gonna care. They're just gonna be like, yo, I really like this, and then that's it. And then if the next movie does not work, they're gonna be like, nah, I'm good. I don't like it. And then guess what? When the next movie comes out, and if that's good, they're gonna be like, yo, I like it. I'm gonna come back. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And here's the test that I would give to people. If, let's just say this theory was true, right? Let's say that DC was their reputation was so bad that people just didn't want to come. If that were the case, if that were true, the Joker would have never made almost $1 billion. It has made $1 billion. If that mentality were true, the Batman wouldn't have made what, $700-800 million in the just recently last year. So again, reputation does not really matter. It might make people cautious. It might make people be like, let me wait for the reviews and word of mouth first. But it's not going to stop people from going in and seeing. What will stop people from watching a movie is bad quality movies. That's it. Most of the time, if you look at the DC movies, I promise you, a good majority of the ones that didn't make a lot of money, Black Adam, Shazam 2, Flash, the ratings for those movies are low. What does that mean? I'm not talking about just critics. I'm talking about even for fans, they are lower than expected. What does that mean? People don't like it because they didn't make a good quality movie. So until they make good quality movies, they're not going to make money. If they do make good quality movies, they'll be fine. So I do have faith that, James Gunn, I think, will do decent. He's already made a couple decisions that are a little questionable, putting the Flash director in charge of Batman, I'm a little iffy on that. But we'll have to wait and see. So no, I don't think it's going to be forever a reputable, because a reputable, because like for me, I think that people want movies to be good. I know I do. I think people want a good Superman movie. They want a good Batman movie. So as long as people have that desire for things to get better, they'll keep showing up. And DC just gonna have to step up. That's a long answer for a short question, but thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Let's see who else we got. Just my opinions. What's going on? Thank you, brother, for contributing. Y'all know the drill. Go subscribe if you haven't already. Very, very good stuff there. Been looking forward to this. Y'all, please thumbs up the video. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much. And like I said, y'all go follow him. He's got some great content that he's doing as well on a daily basis, pretty much. 60 plus, thank you so much. Happy Friday, eFam. I'm in your fair city for the ALA annual conference. Okay. Where besides Harold is a good soul food place to eat. Chicago is big. Yes, Chicago is very big. Let's see, for soul food, I don't know if I could recommend anywhere that I would feel safe for you to go to. And and I'm not trying to feed into the whole Chicago thing or whatever. It's just that I would feel comfortable. I'd feel more comfortable if you had some people with you to go to certain spots. Dang, you gonna make me think about it for real. I say this though, you definitely got to go to Portillo's. That's where you can get a good Italian beef, definitely a good hot dog. Get a Chicago style. I like ketchup on it, but like other Chicagoans gonna look at you weird if you put ketchup. It's fine. Go ahead and put some ketchup on it. But then I would also recommend either Aurelio's or Beggar's Pizza. Now, here's the thing. As a Chicago tourist, a lot of times they're going to tell you, go get that Giordano's deep dish pizza. That's fine. You can go have that. That is Chicago pizza. But that's tourist food. We don't eat over there, okay? Us Chicago, we don't go. Listen, I've been here all my life. I can tell you I've been to Giordano's maybe like less than 10 times in my life. And most of those times is when I had other people from out of town coming in. Outside of that, we don't eat over there. Nah, look, Chicago is known for its thin crust pizza, which is far better than New York, by the way. And I could say that with no shame because I got family in New York. I've been there. I've tried it, and it ain't up to par. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Chicago's thin crust pizza is where it's at. Go to Aurelio's or Beggar's Pizza. You will want to come back. I promise you that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's see who else we got. Puma Lee, thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Freaky Fridays back. Let's see. I'm here for J. I don't know what that is. Don't use apostrophes because or acronyms. I don't know what that means. I'm so happy Jonathan Majors is getting his fair share of justice. Innocence until proven guilty is all right. Now I'm going to give you guys the pre disclaimer. Yes, I'm going to talk about Jonathan Majors' situation. However, I want y'all not to jump to any conclusions just yet. I've seen a lot of people get real hyped up over what happened with Jonathan Majors and in this case and all that. I'm going to be a straight shooter with y'all. And I told y'all I'm here just for the facts. I'm going to tell y'all right now, do not get your hopes up and get overexcited on any direction yet. Not yet. I'm gonna show y'all why a little bit later, but y'all, I'm just giving you the heads up right now. Thank you so much for that. Buzz, what's going on? I'm with Team Majors. Cool, that's fine. Thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate the contribution. Calvin, what's up, E-Man? Coming straight out of Cali. Please let me know if you need plane tickets to San Diego for Comic-Con. Quick question. Do you see Elizabeth Olsen interview where she said no more Marvel for her? No, I did not see it. I kind of heard a little bit about it. But whatever. Listen, if the money's right, she'll be all right. That's fine. And yeah, we actually gonna talk about Comic-Con coming up real soon. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be going. I'll talk about it in a second. That is one of the topics, but I don't think I'm gonna be going at all. I don't think so. Matter of fact, I should add that. Hold on, let me see. Did I add that on there? Yes, I did have that as a topic. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add that on there. We will talk about it. I'm trying to go quick now. All right, Kiki, what you got? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Kiki, thank you, man. Oh, thank you. I never witnessed a film get dragged so badly in these YouTube streets for flopping, but DC had it coming, paying these celebs to lie. I almost feel bad for James Gunn, but he messed up getting rid of Henry Cavill. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't really think this is a Henry Cavill issue. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't hate Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill as Superman, but I don't think that's the reason why these things are failing. These things are failing because the movies are not good. Shazam 2 didn't fail because Henry Cavill wasn't there. It just was a terrible movie. Now, there was that issue with Black Adam, but Black Adam also failed, and it had Henry Cavill in it. That clearly didn't help either. The Flash is terrible. It's not doing well at all. And that has nothing to do with Henry Cavill. I mean, there was, I think Henry Cavill did shoot some things in there, whatever, but that wasn't Henry wasn't going to save this movie. He wasn't, so at the end of the day, this is far bigger of an issue than whether or not Henry Cavill was here. Don't get me wrong. He would have helped a little, but he wasn't saving nobody, right? They are just not making good quality movies. What they did in The Flash was just not good. You had VFX issues. You had very questionable stuff with the director. You had storylines that were just all over the place. Like, the movies are just not that good. I'm telling y'all, when good movies come out, people show up. When bad movies come out, it don't matter how much marketing you put. It don't matter who told you, Tom Cruise, Stephen King. It don't matter who said they liked it. If a bad movie come out, you ain't got no legs to stand on at all. That's the basics to it at the end of the day. But oh my gosh, Kiki, thank you so much. That is so wonderful of you for that very, very generous contribution. My goodness, y'all come through. Okay, come on. My man Mike, thank y'all so much. My goodness, y'all making it hard on the brother now. Woo, my man Mike. So I'm paying to say all of this. I'm that guy. DC is horrible, but you got me hooked on Marvel with noticing they all connected to the Infinity Saga. But I'm only here because of superhero movies, DC and Marvel. And brother, I'm with you on that. Like, look, I've told y'all, I'm not taking sides on none of this. Okay, I'm not a Marvel head. I'm not a DC head. I'm definitely not a Sony Marvel head at all. At the end of the day, I'm here for superhero content, period. I like the movies. I like the shows. That's all I'm here for. If you do well, I'm going to give you your praises. Shout out to Across the Spider-Verse for making $500 million and being number one in theaters this week, by the way. Meanwhile, Flash came out and just left. Just in and out, just like that. So I will give y'all shout outs when y'all do great, but dang it, if y'all suck, I'm going to let you know about it because that's how big of a fan I am. I would rather criticize you so that you can get better rather than just being some blind fan and having blind allegiance and being anti this or no. I'm not here for that. I'm here for good quality stuff. So, brother, I'm here with you on the same. It's all about the superhero stuff. To me, I think that there's so much potential that has been wasted that it frustrates me. That's why I get frustrated when I see something like Craven, because I'm looking at this like, this is what y'all came out with? Like, y'all had all this time, y'all get paid all this money, and this is what you came out with? Something that should have came out in 2003? This is what you do? Woo, man, y'all, you don't get me heated, man. Now you get me mad. Woo, Mike, thank you, brother. I appreciate that contribution so much, man. I really do. Let's see, JN, thank you so much. Let's be real. DC, outside of a few movies, the last couple years have been really, really bad scripts. They may need to reach out to some black directors, Spike Lee, Regina King, F. Gary Gray. Listen, maybe, they need help somewhere. I've said for the longest, where's that Static Shock movie? You can go do a Static Shock movie right now. If Across the Spider-Verse don't prove to you, if Black Panther does not prove to you that clearly black sells and it sells well, I don't know what else to tell you. You literally could be coming right off the heels of the the success of Across the Spider-Verse and literally just do a static movie right now. Forget Superman. Just do a static movie. That'll get you, I promise you that'll get you some money. But, we'll have to wait and see. But you're right. The movies have not been very good. That's why they've been getting trashed. And, bad quality is never going to sell. Thank you so much, JN. Alejandro, my man, thank you so much. Oh, man, thank you. I'm out and about. It's a Friday night in Miami. Lots of things to get in trouble here. Listen, I've been to Miami. I understand. We'll catch the replay later on. Keep on rocking, my brother. Hit them likes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always. Thank you. Enjoy yourself. Shout out to the replay gang as well. Thank you so much. Let's see. Chocolate, what's going on? Hey, man, I'm usually a part of the replay gang. Happy to catch you live. No, I'm happy that you're catching us live. Thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Let's see. Stephanie. Oh, no, Stephanie, what happened to the comment now? I don't know what the comment is, Stephanie. I'm sorry. But thank you so much either way for the contribution. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Deborah, what's going on? Have you seen Love and Death? Not yet. I haven't seen. There's so much stuff I have to catch up on. The From stuff is really taking up a lot of my time. Matter of fact, right after this, I got a theory video, got to do the recap. I got to do a bunch of stuff. But it's on the list. I queued it up. So soon, is it good? I don't know. You let me know. Is it good? I'll come back and read the other comments, but I haven't watched it yet, but I'm interested. Thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate you. Kiki back at it. Wait, Henry was in Black Adam? See, that's how boring the movie was because I fell asleep and missed it. Oh, Lord. Yes, Kiki. Yes, Henry was at the end because The Rock listened to the fans. I told y'all that was never a good theory. Every time The Rock says I listen to the fans, that is terrible advice. You should never put listening to the fans at the top of your list. That's how you get nonsense like Fast and the Furious. That's how you get all this other crazy stuff that is not panning out to be good. What you should do, I'm not saying ignore the fans. That just shouldn't be the top of the list. It shouldn't. That should be like on the list somewhere. Throw a little fan appeasement. That's okay. Across the Spider-Verse, they listened to the fans. They had Prowler in there. They showed you a little Tom Holland. Not Tom Holland, but the GOAT, Tobey Maguire. They showed you a little Andrew Garfield. They did that little stuff. That was listening to the fans without letting the fans dictate the movie. That's where they be going wrong. But yes, Henry Cavill was in there. It meant absolutely nothing, but it is what it is. Thank you so much, Kiki. I appreciate you. I'm trying to go fast. We gonna get into the news eventually. Nelson, what's up? Hey, man. BlurryCon is in July. Cree Summer, Rachel True will be there. Can we use Kang Gang now? I'm going to say I'm still on pause. We will see because we're going to get to the case. I'm going to talk about the case. It's going to be the last topic, so don't worry. Listen, I just need y'all to hear the details about the case because there are certain things that I'm seeing people are running with, and this happened when the news first dropped. A lot of people was like, oh, boom, he's beating up women. Or people was like, oh, boom, he's completely innocent. Like, I'm going to give y'all the facts, and I need y'all, once again, don't jump to no conclusions just yet because I'm going to tell you why this is trickier than y'all think. Okay, I'm telling you. So I'm just telling you right now, it's still on hold for me. It's still on hold. But thank you so much, Nelson. I appreciate you. Puma, what you got? You're just a Mackie fan. We know. Come on, man. Why you got to come in here with violence? I thought we was all good. Why you got to come in here with violence like that? Now, listen, you know what? I'm not even going to pull it. I'm not going to pull it. I'm not going to pull it. I got something for y'all just in case, but I'm not going to pull it. Not now. Not now. You get that, but not now. I ain't gonna pull it. My man Mike back at it. Thank you so much. My bad. I'm against Sony, but Spider-Verse was the first one when I said, "Oh hell no!" When they hit me with the to be continued. I know. Now to be fair, they did advertise Across the Spider-Verse as part 1. However, they just didn't advertise it as heavily. Like they put it like in the fine print. And it depended on what poster you looked at, right? So, it is what it is. I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. But I understand the frustration if that's how you felt. But thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. My goodness, Sydney coming through. I appreciate this. First time catching you live. Thank you for everything you're doing. No, Sydney, thank you for being here and staying here with us live. That really means a lot. Thank you so much for that contribution. That oh my gosh, like for real, y'all being way too kind. So thank you so much for that. Let's see. Calvin, E-Man, are you familiar with Jody Corner? I don't think so. He seems like a DC stan and hates Marvel, but you are unbiased. That's the type of YouTube channels we need. P.S. This is Eric Iverson. Okay, I'm not able to super chat on that account. All good. Yeah, Eric, Calvin, I cannot compute. No, I don't know who Jody Corner is. I'm sorry. And that's not a disc. I don't know who that is. But I would, listen, I'm not gonna tell y'all who to watch, except for me. But I would just caution y'all to just be careful of people that have biased opinions. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch people that agree with you or anything. I'm just saying, like, for me, I'm not gonna give y'all that advice. This is just for me. I get very weary whenever I see anybody who only loves stuff or only hates stuff. To me, it feels weird. It don't come off as genuine in that case. That's why, like, even when I talk to y'all know if I love something, hey, I love it. And if I don't like something, I'll let y'all know that too. Because I feel like that's being real. That's honesty. That's real life. I know y'all like and don't like stuff, so why do we have to only do one and not the other? But anyway. But yeah, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you so much for that contribution. Kiki, what you got? You're renting a theater for A Brand New World, right? Oh, you mean A Brave New World? No, ma'am. No, that's not happening. That's no. Now, you know what? Let me just say, it depends on the trailer. I don't think so, but if the trailer comes out and it's looking crazy, maybe, but probably not. But thank you so much. All right. Okay, I think we can finally start. Thank y'all so much for that. That was, oh my gosh, y'all are way too generous, like, for real. But thank you so much for that. All right, so in case y'all are new, one thing that I like to do on this channel is I don't really like to do it, but I try to start off with bad news first. Usually it is going to be stuff like, people that we've lost along the way, or just really heartbreaking news. So I wanted to start off here. We actually have some really bad news. And I want y'all to just kind of brace yourselves, get your tissue, whatever you got to do, get it out the way. Because listen, I understand, I really do. But apparently, y'all, we have a spinoff movie update, and it's not good. A lot of people had their hopes set up on this. I totally understand, but we got to talk about it either way. And I'm sorry, don't shoot the messenger, but look, it's looking like, y'all, Bad Bunny Spider-Man spinoff El Muerto has been taken off Sony's release calendar. So unfortunately, this means that the superhero spinoff starring Bad Bunny is no longer, it doesn't even have a release date anymore. The film originally was scheduled for January 12th of 2024, but it's now been removed completely from the studio calendar. Before it was just delayed, but then it was actually taken off. Now, of course, a lot of this is because of the fact that, Bad Bunny is very busy, and he's touring and all of that. So this is a problem. And I figured it would probably be a good time to, like, just take a moment of silence for this. So if you guys will indulge me, just a quick moment for El Muerto. Okay. All right. So now I see some of y'all don't want to take this seriously. I see that. I see that some of y'all really don't understand how bad this is. Now let me say, and I'm not playing. I'm not playing when I tell you I was so hurt by this. I was hurt, like legit hurt. I'll admit I did not care about El Muerto. I didn't. I'll admit that. But then there was some news that dropped of what could have been in El Muerto. Now, this has broken my soul. Because apparently El Muerto was actually going to include none other than Sasha Banks for an unknown role. That's right, the WWE superstar was going to be in it. It says here, Sasha Banks' real name, Mercedes Vernado, was in line for an undisclosed role opposite Bad Bunny as the titular character. However, the ex-WWE Women's Champion, along with actor Marvin Jones III, reported to play the supervillain Tombstone, are not an official lock, as El Muerto's production has been put on pause due to the WGA strike, as well as Bad Bunny's touring schedule. This definitely breaks my heart. That part right there. That hurts probably more than anything else. So, all right. We got that out the way. Y'all good? Y'all good? Okay. I understand. Listen, we're gonna rip that band-aid right off. Just take it off. Whew. All right. Deep breaths. We'll be all right. Let's move on. I think we got some good news. In case y'all didn't know, Extraction is out on Netflix right now. Extraction was this is something that was made by Sam Hargrave, who used to be a stuntman, stars Chris Hemsworth. It was a pretty good. I like the first movie. I have not seen the second one yet. But it was announced that, like, yo, if the second one does good, then maybe we'll go ahead and do a third one. Well, ain't gonna be no maybe no more. They gonna go ahead and just do this third one anyway. And of course, Chris Hemsworth will be coming back to play the main character as well. So, that is definitely something that if you are a fan of the franchise, you can look forward to. We don't have any real details as of what's going to happen or anything like that. But again, if you were a fan of the first and second Extraction, then yes, we are going to also get a third one as well. So y'all let me know, how do you feel about the fact that we're getting a third Extraction? Please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We got a comment, Antoinette. What you got? Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Antoinette. You chose violence with Bad Bunny's series EY. Listen, that's not violence. I had to tell the bad news. Like, I know somebody hurt. Somebody's hurt, right? Right? I was just I'm just sharing the news, I don't know. But thank you so much, Antoinette. I appreciate you. All right. Oh, now here's some news I like. This is some news I like. Now look, I don't know if y'all know about this. There's this show. I forget who put me on. One of y'all put me on, and whoever it was, shout out to y'all for doing it. Somebody, I know somebody in the chat right now put me on the Primal on HBO Max. Yes, I'ma still call it HBO Max. Your mama called you HBO. I'ma call you HBO. But somebody put me on Primal, and I have not turned back since. Primal is on HBO, and Primal is a good show. It's an animated show. It used to be on Adult Swim. It moved over to HBO Max. But it is absolutely great. If you don't know what it's about, let me just go through a quick little summary right here. It follows the tale of Spear, who is a caveman at the dawn of evolution, as he forms an unlikely friendship with Fang, a nearly extinct dinosaur. Filled with suspense, heartbreak, excitement, love, and fear, all with almost no dialogue. The series is a painting come to life, relying solely on music and graphic imagery to tell the story of two unlikely allies as they navigate through a treacherous world. After bonding over unfortunate tragedies, they seem to become each other's only hope for survival. Listen, I was shocked that this show had 2 seasons. It had 2 seasons, and you could count on like one or two hands how many words were spoken. No words were spoken. Like the whole show ain't no talking. It's a lot of fighting. It's a lot of violence. It's a lot of blood. But ain't no words. Very, very few words. My man Spear, the caveman, he can't talk. The dinosaur can't talk. The other character, nobody's talking. It's just about that action. That's it. Woo! Primal is my show. I like it. So I was very concerned. Because it was a while in terms of like what was going on with Primals. Like, yo, y'all got that season 3? Like, anything happening? What's going on? Y'all, Primal season 3 got renewed and is now confirmed for Adult Swim. I am so ecstatic. It says Adult Swim has confirmed that production on Gendy's adult animated action thriller season of Primal season 3 has officially begun, but it is unclear currently when season 3 will make its debut. Listen, I don't care as long as y'all coming through with that fire. Woo. Listen, and the way season 2 ended, like they made this thing. First of all, they're gonna take you through a whole journey. And you're gonna think one thing about this show. Then they're gonna throw you a curveball. Then the whole second season is a whole nother curveball. And you be like, how did we get here? What is all of this? And y'all, I'm just here to see where they go with this. I'm here to see where they go. Absolutely love it. So good. So if y'all need a recommendation, go watch Primal. Highly suggested. Again, if you like animation, if you like violence and gore, and again, and it's short too. Like you could binge it pretty quick. Each episode is like what, 20, 30 minutes or whatever. So definitely recommend it. I liked it. And shout out to whoever it was that did recommend Primal to me. I appreciate it because this has been everything. All right, let's see. Next up, we have Comic-Con. So yeah, about Comic-Con. It ain't looking too hot. Now, in case y'all didn't know, Comic-Con is absolutely one of the premier pinnacle type of events during the summer, especially at San Diego, where you know, a lot of the studios will come out and they'll parade and talk about their shows. They'll especially go to Hall H. They'll do all these different things that will pretty much promote their upcoming projects. And yeah, this is a great place to do that. This is where we get a lot of news. You know what news we got from this last time that was really great? That a Blade movie was coming. That's right. We heard that Mahershala Ali was going to be Blade. This was back in like 2019. So it's been a minute. But yeah, that's where we get great news like that, you know, about Blade coming soon. Yeah. But anyway, besides that, this has been the time where a lot of the big studios go to show off. However, it's sounding like a lot of studios ain't with it this year. And let's see who are amongst those studios. First of all, it says here if SAG-AFTRA, that's the Actors Guild, and the let's just say the producers, if they cannot come to terms by June 30th for that contract deadline, and the guild goes on strike. So if the actors go on strike, it says actors will almost certainly join writers and showrunners in sitting out promotional events like Comic-Con. Amid that uncertainty, several studios have preemptively nixed plans for robust presence at San Diego Comic-Con this year. Disney and its subsidiaries, Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm, are not planning any panels. That means y'all not gonna get nothing about the Marvels, nothing about Loki season 2, nothing about Ahsoka or Haunted Mansion. HBO, which has True Detective, House of the Dragon, they are not going. Sony Pictures, that has Gran Turismo, Kraven the Hunter, they're not going. Universal, they got Last Voyage of the Demeter, Strays, Exorcist, they ain't showing up either. And Netflix is also sitting out Comic-Con as well. Listen, if this was a party And we sat here, you know, the first, like, who was it? I forgot. I'm sorry. Who asked me that earlier? If I was going to come out there, like, first question is, who all going to be there? Apparently nobody, because I don't know. This strike could mess everything up. And a lot of studios, I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like if the studios, who are run by a lot of the producers and executives, if they already know that they not going to agree with these actors and they not going to agree with the writers, and they like, we just going to cancel it out. That sound like everybody finna go on strike. That sound like y'all already know that you not going to agree, and you going to let these actors and writers starve, suffer, and all that. And that's why they like, we'll just drop out early. That's what it sounds like to me. Because y'all the ones that make the decisions. If y'all knew that, yeah, we were going to come to an agreement, yeah, we going to settle. If y'all knew by June 30th, which is next week, if y'all knew that y'all was going to be cool, y'all would be like, oh, yeah, we going to show up, because you need the actors there to go ahead and promote, do the panels, hype things up. You need that. But if you know they're not going to show up because you're not going to agree, that's a bad sign. Bad sign. We got some more stuff here. It says other studios are still maintaining a wait-and-see posture. Warner Brothers, which needs a robust PR boost for its DC features, Blue Beetle and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, they have yet to rule out whether they're not going to show up. HBO Max is planning on bringing some animation titles. Paramount Pictures expects to hold a panel for animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Amazon plans to have some kind of presence for the Wheel of Time and the Boys Gen V. That sounds whack. I ain't finna go fly all the way to San Diego, wait in line for some turtles. Some turtles? And what else did they say? For Aquaman too? C-SPAN underwater? Hell no. Hell no. I'm not finna go out there for that. Nah, y'all can miss me with that. Nah, hey, look, y'all might as well cancel San Diego Comic-Con. Cancel it. Like, seriously. Don't make people waste their time and money. Don't make people waste their time flying out. Cancel it right now. It ain't finna be nothing. What you finna go there for? Half of those announcements, if somebody just put those on the internet, you wouldn't even blink twice. You would not even think twice. You would not be like, oh, man. See, because here's the thing. The cool thing about San Diego Comic-Con is the news is usually so dope. It's usually so good that people be like, dang, man, I wish I was there. Dang, I wish I was there to kind of hear about it. Not one of them things in there is going to make anybody have FOMO. Not one. What did they say? Hold on. The Boys Gen V. I'll watch the trailer for the Boys. Wheel of Time. I ain't checking for that. I'm sorry. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't care. Aquaman 2. Definitely don't care. Blue Beetle. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. No, I'm good. So anyway, y'all let me know. How do you feel about this news with Comic-Con? The fact that they canceling everything. Does this make you feel any type of way that they are canceling everything? Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's see. Puma, what you got? The strike is real. Did you forget about Heroes Game of Thrones? No, I did not forget about any of those. Those are definitely some of the main things that hurt the most. But if that's what was going to happen, that's what's going to happen. But we talked about that extensively. Wraith, thank you so much. Gendy says that Spear and Fang story is done and that he wants season 3 of Primal to be an anthology series. That's great. Great. Thank you for that. I think I read something about that, but I don't think it was like officially greenlit when he mentioned that. So I kind of put it to the side. But thank you for reminding me about that. That is absolutely great news. That he is on board with it. Let's see, Antoinette, what you got? Never went to San Diego Comic-Con, but know how important it is. However, there is another con in October, New York Comic-Con. They have a good guest list. Don't know if they'll be impacted by the strike. They might. I mean, again, if the actors go on strike, why would they go out and parade themselves? They will cancel those things. Like I've seen too many big comic conventions where like they say this one person's gonna show up, and then that person just be like, "No, I'm good." And that's not even strike related. So I would just be very apprehensive about that, because if that strike happens, I don't see what they're gonna show up for. I mean, maybe they still show up. Like maybe if it's one of the older actors like that don't have current projects, maybe they still show up because that's still money for them, right? But I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is gonna show up if it's something current that they have to promote. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. That's a long way from now. So but thank you so much, Antoinette. You just feeding. Come on now, you feeding the babies right now. Thank you so much. DJ Green, E-Man, have you seen the TV show Warrior based on the concept Bruce Lee created, produced by his daughter? Yes, I have. And if I'm not mistaken, season 3 has been greenlit as well. And I am all for that. Cannot wait. Will be watching. I got late to it because I think it used to be on Cinemax, then it got canceled, then HBO Max picked it up. And that's where I binged like the first 2 seasons, and I loved it. They got my man Joe Towsome in there. He played Sub-Zero in the most recent Mortal Kombat, kicking butt, taking names. Love it. Great show. Also would recommend that. Warrior is so good. So good. Check that out. All right, let's move on. Indiana Jones. Now, all right. Y'all, Indiana Jones has not come out yet. I have released my out of the theater reaction. So you can check that out on my channel. I already told y'all, like, look, it's fine, it's good. The action's there. Indy still got it. He's doing his thing, but dang it, it's got a lot of exposition. Boy, I was hitting the snooze button a couple times because I was like, man, y'all still talking about that thing? Like, what artifact y'all talking about now? Like, what year is this? Like, what are y'all doing? But I do think that if you are an Indiana Jones fan, you will like it. And as the trailers allude to, there is obviously a new character in there as well. And a lot of talk has been about, like with this new character, what is it? Helena Shaw. She's Indy's goddaughter or whatever, right? The question is like, could she take over? Are we gonna do a spinoff with that or whatever? So now we actually have James Mangold, who directed this movie, the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. And he responded to the news about a spinoff here. And let's see, he says here, I'm not interested. I refuse. I just can't do it. The amount of lore and Easter eggs and fan service starts to become antithetical to any of this stuff at a certain point. It isn't storytelling anymore. It's large scale advertising. Well, I agree. Yeah. Thank you. Because the studio would love to go ahead and have this stuff. They would love to be like, oh, we could take this IP and roll it into a spinoff and keep it going forever. That's money in the bank for them. But that's coming from a real writer / director where he's like, look, for what? Ain't no story there. Ain't nothing there with her. And I'll tell you this, while I liked her performance and everything in the movie, I did not need to see more of her at all. And here's why I would argue. No, before I give my argument, let me also go here because there was some more here. Y'all know Kathleen Kennedy is also in charge of this. Y'all girl, Kathleen. When she was asked about a spinoff, she says here, or it goes on to say here, while Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny has been confirmed as Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones' last ride, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has teased spinoff sometime down the road, sometime down the line. Kathleen states that it is entirely possible that a project led by Helena Shaw could happen, but adds, we're not having any of those conversations right now. We're just focused on finishing with Harrison. Now, y'all already know when it comes to Kathleen, it's all straight cap. So forget about that. I know good and well she definitely wants another spinoff because, again, that's money in the bank. And I would argue that if Indiana Jones does very well, they probably will go ahead with that spinoff. But this is why I'm sitting here agreeing with James Mangold And one of those reasons is because when you do empty fan service, that is never going to pay off. We've already seen that with Black Adam. We definitely are seeing that with The Flash. When you try to lead with just, hey, y'all like this, right? Nah, but if you don't have a good character and a story behind it, it ain't going to work. Now, the other problem I have with this is Indiana Jones is like a very popular fictional character in pop culture. I don't think that doing a spinoff would be in the best interest, mainly because it'll Indiana Jones casts too much of a shadow, right? Now, I'm not saying that we can't have a female-led adventurer, archaeologist, blah 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 blah. You could do that. I'm just saying if it's in the shadow of Indiana Jones, I think the expectations will weigh too heavily against whatever character actually for that matter, not even a female, any character, it's going to be way too big. Even the whole like the son of Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf and all that, that ain't going to happen. That was never going to work anyway. Y'all would have just been better off rebooting, maybe recasting Indiana Jones and then doing that way. Like maybe do Indiana Jones from like a different time period or something, whatever. But if you're trying to continue in the same footsteps as Indy, that ain't gonna work, in my opinion. I don't think it's gonna work. I look at National Treasure, for example, which is not as big as Indiana Jones, but National Treasure, they tried to do a spinoff with like some other character, and that thing got canceled. I didn't even watch it, so I couldn't even tell you what it was about. They tried to spin off without Nick Cage, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So I don't really see a spinoff for this working either, but I could be wrong. Maybe y'all think a spinoff will work. I know some of y'all haven't seen Indiana Jones yet, but would you be interested if, let's say, they made a spinoff or announced that? Would that be something that you'd be interested in watching? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, let's see. I got what is this? Nelson, what you got? Had you watched Unicorn Warriors Eternal cartoon? No, I've never heard of that. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. But thank you so much, Nelson. I appreciate you. Let's see. All right. Stop me if y'all have heard this before or not. This might be new news for some of y'all. But this happens. This does happen. Which is there's always a director that has a problem with the new school movies that are coming out. We've heard this famously with Scorsese, and then Francis Ford Coppola, and I mean, insert old director here, fill in the blank. They either gonna hate Marvel, they gonna hate Star Wars, they gonna hate something. They gonna hate something. Well, it's time to add to that list. I know it's been a minute since we've been here. I know. But we back at it. So, and here's the thing. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a old school rapper hating on new school rappers or something like that. I get it. It happens. But my thing is this. I know how they wouldn't like Marvel or Star Wars and the big franchise. I get that. But somewhere we got to draw the line. Okay. And I don't like where we're going. And right now, the next person up is Oliver Stone. Okay. Now, before we get into what Oliver Stone is mad about, just for some of y'all that don't know who Oliver Stone is actually a pretty well-known director in Hollywood. Okay. So he's not like some chump. Okay. He's more well known for his movie JFK with Kevin Costner, Natural Born Killers, Born on the 4th of July, and Platoon. Let's see. He also did Snowden. He does a lot of political stuff, in case you haven't, if you couldn't tell. Oh, I didn't know he did Savages. I like Savages. He did Savages. He also did Wall Street as well. So like the guy is a pretty well well-known director. Like, he knows movies. He's good at movies. Okay, so let's not get it twisted here and talk about his talent, because his talent is absolutely there. However, as good as this man has been, I don't understand why he had to choose violence. If you want to come from Marvel and Star Wars, I get it. They the big dogs. I understand. But this man done went a little too far. Because out of nowhere, John Wick had to catch a stray. And Oliver Stone said that John Wick Chapter 4 was disgusting beyond belief. Oh, Lord. Let's get to what he had to say here. He said, I saw John Wick 4 on the plane. Talk about volume. I think the film is disgusting beyond belief. Disgusting. I don't know what people are thinking. Maybe I was watching G.I. Joe when I was a kid, but Keanu Reeves kills, 300-400 people in the movie. And as a combat veteran, I gotta tell you, not one of them is believable. I realize it's a movie, but it's become a video game more than a movie. He goes on to say, it's lost touch with reality. The audience perhaps likes the video game, but I get bored by it. How many cars can crash? How many stunts can you do? What's the difference between Fast and Furious and some other film? It's just one thing after another, whether it's a superhuman Marvel character or just a human being like John Wick. It doesn't make any difference. It's not believable. Sir, I'm going to have to stop you there. How dare you? First of all, how dare you come for John Wick? How dare you come for John Wick? And second of all, why the unnecessary violence? Throwing Fast and the Furious in there. If you gonna rag on anything that don't make sense, go talk about Fast and the Furious. That's acceptable. Because we all agree that thing don't make no sense. But John Wick is minding his own little business in his own little corner, beating up 500,000 ninjas, falling down 50 million steps, and ain't bothering nobody. Okay? John Wick ain't blowing people out the theaters. John Wick is just a good, straightforward little movie. It don't promise you nothing. It's about a man who lost his puppy and his wife, and he just wants some rest. That's it. That's all John Wick is. What's the problem with that? So what if he fought some people? So what? John Wick can have as many stunts as John Wick likes. Okay? Go put this in the conversation with Fast and the Furious. Sir, how dare you? How dare you? Here's the other thing. Who forced you to watch this movie? Who is forcing these people to watch these movies? I don't understand. Y'all, when there's movies I know I don't want to see, I don't watch them. Crazy, right? I'm not going to complain about a movie I have not seen about how terrible it is because I ain't seen it. I don't get it. Why are you so bothered by stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you? Y'all see, I complain about stuff that y'all tricked me into seeing, right? Like, y'all bamboozled me with the Fast and Furious. Y'all bamboozled me because for 5 movies, I thought we was on the right path. And then for another 5 movies, y'all detoured into some nonsense. Y'all tricked me into that. But I'm saying, when there's Cats, the movie Cats, when Cats came out, I heard nothing from all my critic friends, everybody. First of all, the trailer didn't entice me at all. You know, my critic sense was like, not for me. Then I heard everybody was like, this movie's boo-boo. Ooh, this movie's terrible. Ooh, this movie's blah, 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 blah. I had no desire to go watch that movie. And guess what? I still haven't. And guess what? Have y'all heard me complain about Cats? No. Why? Because I ain't got to see it. So why are these? I don't understand why these directors complain about things that nobody asked them to be a part of. Did they ask you to be a part of John Wick? Did the same way WB sent Tom Cruise the screening of The Flash, did they send you a screening of John Wick 4 on the airplane? Sir, last time I checked, I've been on a couple planes in a while. You had to scroll through all the movies and you sat there and said, I'm going to watch that one. First of all, why are you watching John Wick 4 if you haven't watched the other John Wicks? What sense does that make? How you going to jump into a movie 4 installments in and then complain? Maybe if you had watched John Wick 1, 2, 3, maybe if you'd seen the progression, you would have actually understood this is what I'm getting signed up for. Maybe you would have understood how it's satirical, how it's not made to be, taken as seriously as Platoon. I know that's your bag. That's not what John Wick is, okay? John Wick is not that. This ain't no Apocalypse Dawn. This ain't it. John Wick is there for literally turn your brain off, mindless, senseless action, and that's it. And it has a umpteenth degree more logic than Fast and the Furious. Don't ever put Fast and the Furious in the same conversation as John. Please don't ever do that. Please. Woo. Sorry, that be getting on my nerves. I don't understand why these people come out of nowhere and they gotta attack things that they don't like, that no one forced them to go watch, but you got a problem with it. Jesus. Anyway, what do y'all think about Oliver Stone's comments about the disgusting John Wick 4? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Nelson, what you got? You watch Asteroid City with ScarJo? Hell no. No. I don't watch them movies. I don't care for those. I'm not saying they bad. I'm just saying they don't. Though, what is it? Who does that movie? Wes Anderson or something, or Paul Thomas, whatever. I don't watch those things. Them things with like 50 million different actors and all that stuff. I don't watch those. No, it's not for me. Just like I don't watch Woody Allen movies. But y'all don't hear me complain about them, right? I don't watch them. I don't complain about them. They might be great. They might be terrible. That's not in my purview. I'm good. Thank you so much. Low Key, come through. Thank you so much, Low Key. He is jealous that he didn't get to be a part of John Wick. You know what? I feel like he's jealous that he couldn't take John Wick and make it more serious. He would have put John Wick in the jungle somewhere and be a post. I don't know, have PTSD from the war and be caught up in some political scandal. Oliver loves political scandals. The dude did Snowden. He's all about that stuff. Just admit that these movies ain't for you, bro. Just say it's not for you, and that's okay. You ain't got to go put the whole thing down. Clearly, the people disagree with you. Woo-wee. But anyway, thank you so much, Loki. I appreciate you constantly with the support. For real. Thank you so much. Reagan, what's going on? E-Man, you stupid for that Bad Bunny news. I don't understand what the problem is. I really don't. That was hilarious. Had me dying laughing, looking crazy, walking down the street in NY. I was actually preparing myself for bad news. Listen, it is bad news. It's all subjective, though. Listen, somebody out there is taking that news very poorly. It is what it is. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay. Here, hold on. See, Treese, you trying to start something too. I told you, I have a problem when I get tricked and bamboozled into stuff. I have watched Carol's Christmas. I haven't watched all of Carol's Christmas. I will never watch all of Carol's Christmas. The problem was the fact that my wife pulled a straight Adam and Eve situation on me, pulled a whole apple on me, and was like, nah, dear, go ahead, take a bite. That's what happened, okay? Same way my man Adam got tricked, I got tricked. Because what am I going to do? I got to look at this woman and be like, I love you, I believe you, I trust you. And you see what happened with my trust. I gave her my trust and betrayed it. She betrayed it. So yes, I've seen Carol's Christmas. I only needed 5 minutes. No contradiction. Thank you so much. Appreciate the contribution. All right, let's move on. Tenoch Huerta. In case you didn't know, my man has been accused of sexual harassment by Maria Elena Rios, popular Mexican saxophonist. Yes, the allegations have been pretty strong. She went on a whole Twitter tirade about this, really going in on the man, calling him a sexual predator, saying also that there were other people, other victims potentially as well. And it's been very, very bad. Last week I also told you guys that Huerta has come out and categorically denied all of these allegations as well. And now he's taken things a step further, where apparently he was going to be in a new movie on Netflix. Now, let's see. It says here Black Panther 2 star Tenoch Huerta exits the Netflix film Fiesta en la Margarita. I don't speak Spanish. Following the allegations, let's see. Given the impact, he says here in his statement, given the impact of the recent false statements by Maria Elena Rios and the damage they have caused, I have no choice but to withdraw from participating in the film, the Netflix film. He continued and said, it's with great sadness that I do this, but I cannot allow her actions to harm not only me, but also the work of dozens of talented and hardworking people involved in the project. My focus now is simple: continue the process of restoring my reputation. You know what? I really, really liked where he came from with this. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know if he's innocent. Don't know. That's not my point. I'm not picking no sides on this. As always, I hope justice falls wherever it needs to fall. But I do appreciate him being of the mindset to remove himself rather than being removed, as we've seen with Jonathan Majors in certain situations. I think that that's actually a pretty classy move on his end to be conscious of how this can affect other people around him. Imagine if people like Ezra Miller did this stuff like that. Imagine if Ezra Miller said something like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to step away from this. I'm going to do this so that other people don't get harmed. Not happening, but whatever. But I do think that this was a good move on his part. Again, we're going to have to, I don't know if there's any charges or anything else that have been alleged. I don't think there have been any. But innocent until proven guilty, right? In a court of law. But there is the public court of opinion as well. And it is sad. It is sad that a mere accusation can harm anyone's reputation. And I'm not trying to disparage anyone in domestic violence issues or anything like that. I'm just saying, on the mere basis of it, that an accusation, whether there's evidence or not, can be harmful to someone's reputation. And, that sucks. That sucks. Again, I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying it does suck if you have to sit here and deal with something where no one has had any other follow-up and it's only hearsay. Now, I've always said that, like, look, if an allegation's made, cool, back it up. Whether that's with evidence, testimony, witnesses, whatever, back it up so that way we can really get to the truth and we can really support it and, have justice fall where it falls. But I'm just not a fan of accusations with no follow-through. For me, I don't really like that. Again, I don't care who it happens to or whatever. I think it can get problematic because I feel like some people, not everyone, could potentially abuse that in some way. But again, good for him for stepping aside and at least being considerate of other people. Because clearly that Netflix movie was definitely gonna suffer because people would have been kept asking that. That's literally all they would have asked him, like, yo, what's going on? How you doing? What you doing? So, good on him for that. But anyway, y'all let me know. What do you think about Tenoch? I'm sorry, I said his name wrong. Tenoch Huerta. What do y'all think about him stepping aside away from the movie? And trying to spare everybody else from all the PR grief. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's see. Dancing Dog, what you got? Great show as always, E-Man. Thank you so much. There already is a female Indiana Jones. It's Lara Croft, who's been in 3 movies already. Yeah, first thing I thought of was Lara Croft. Now, of course, there's a whole rights issue that belongs to Amazon now, if I'm not mistaken. I think Amazon or MGM won that whole thing where they're going to be doing the reboot. But yeah, I mean, that's the other challenge that you would have, right? If you wanted to do a female spinoff of Indiana Jones or whatever, you're gonna have to find a way to make it unique so that it's not looking just like Tomb Raider. You're gonna have to do something else to give it a different period, like flavor, and maybe making it a period piece would be the thing to do. But it is what it is. I mean, I like the last Laura Croft movie. I think it was okay. I don't think I remember it too well. But either way, it's fine. It was fine. Anyway, let's move on. We got Secret Invasion. Y'all, there's a big old controversy going on with Secret Invasion. And it has to do with AI. Now, in case you did not know, AI is here. That's right. Skynet's already here. We already dealing with it with Chat GPT or whatever. Yeah, it has been. I'm sure y'all have seen the mid journey stuff. Some of y'all probably even changed some of y'all profiles, and got your little profile looking up real good. You be looking real good with that little airbrush and all the filters and all that stuff, looking like astronauts and queens and kangs and all that good stuff. I get it. Listen, I ain't gonna judge. But AI is here. AI has been doing something. Now, here's the thing though, like the problem with AI, and we've talked about this when it comes to the writer strike. The problem with AI is that it, just like with any type of automation, it does pose a potential threat to you know actual people, right? Like in their livelihoods and stuff. So that has been an issue. Now we'll talk about some of those nuances in a second here, but one of the reasons that why this has come up, and one of the reasons why people have been having a lot of backlash against Marvel, is because if you've watched the first opening credits of Secret Invasion, you'll notice that the title sequence looks a little weird, a little funky, right? Well, that's because it was all made from AI, and that has gotten people rubbed the wrong way. So let's get into this story real quick, where it talks about the backlash for this. It says here, in the midst of a strike where the looming specter of artificial intelligence is a key concern, Secret Invasion features AI art in the opening credits sequence. Executive producer Ali Salem tells Polygon that the show worked with AI vendors at Method Studios to create something in keeping with the scroll-based confusion of the plot. We would talk, we would talk to them about ideas and themes and words, and then the computer would go off and do something, and then we would change it a little bit by using words, and it would change. It goes on to say it is different in the sense that AI art hasn't much been used in mainstream television yet, but it is also not at all different in the same sense that AI is inherently plagiaristic. AI, at least in its current form, cannot create. It can only recreate based on art that already exists. That's one of the reasons writers have been so adamant against its use amid the current strike. And it also says, even if Salim people don't, or even if people like him don't understand how AI works, they understand that the technology is threatening the work of real people. So that is the controversy right now when it comes to the AI art for Secret Invasion. And look, it's a legitimate concern, right? Like, like they mentioned, the way AI uses stuff now, even like Chat GPT, which I've actually used it, just to see how it works or whatever. The stuff is dumb. Like it's not very smart because it's using a lot of outdated information. And I think that's a lot of that is by design, right? It's using information from like 2021 or whatever, so it's like 2-3 years behind. So if you ask it right now, what do you think about Secret Invasion? They'll be like, of the body snatches? Like it doesn't know, right? So it has to use old information to kind of come up with anything. Now you can train it, you can teach it and stuff like that. And that's what Ali was talking about, the director. He was talking about basically like you would say one thing, it would generate something, then you kind of change that, play around with it, and then it'll just do whatever adjustments you want along the way. But again, yes, a big concern here is what this means for human artists. And actually, the studio came out with a response to this. And they came out and said that AI is just one tool among the array of tool sets our artists used. No artist jobs were replaced by incorporating these new tools. Instead, they complemented and assisted our creative teams. Method Studios also says to the Hollywood Reporter that it used existing and custom AI tools in creating the characters' attributes and movements in the opening, but the entire production of the opening involved traditional work of the art department, animators, compositors, and other artists. So, in other words, the studio didn't just say, okay, we're going to take a pay cut, or we're going to not hire somebody, go to the computer and just do this. The animators, the artists, whoever, the humans that are involved, they also got in on this, and they use the AI as a tool to help them generate that opening sequence. Now, in my opinion, now I've actually I've seen other animators like that work for big studios that I know of. I've seen them actually come in defense to this. Like, some of them have been like, yo, I use this too. Like, as an animator, they also use it. And they're like, yo, this is just one of many different things that I use to create art. And, I feel like it's an interesting conversation because it can go either way, right? I think worst case scenario, AI goes live. AI can learn like that. It's not dated 2-3 years ago. AI has the ability, or let's just say it gets full Skynet, and it has the ability to learn on its own, and it has the ability to create on its own. That's where I think things get dangerous. That's where I think things are going to get a little bit problematic, where, I, yeah, that's going to be not good. That's not going to be good. But if AI has limitations, and what I mean by limitations are, it doesn't have the up to date information. It can't learn on its own. It can't create on its own. Maybe there are government regulations or laws that get applied to stuff. So, for example, I can't just say, "Hey, make me a song with Drake's voice and singing a Michael Jackson song." Like, I would have to get sued for that, or in trouble for that, or whatever, right? Like, there should be laws in place to protect against plagiarism and trademark infringement. um I think that if you have that kind of parameter around it, then yeah, you can use it as a tool, because at the end of the day, a lot of times, AI can just help you with busy work. I mean, it's almost like, and I know it's not exactly the same, but it's almost like physically writing something versus, can I use speech to text? Well, I'm still physically writing, but the speech to text is just kind of doing most of the work for me, right? I'm still creating, and the computer's just doing a lot of the typing and writing for me. I still got to go back in there, edit it, change it up, stuff like that. But it might make my work go a lot faster. So I do think that, like, especially when it comes to AI and the arts and stuff, I don't think that it's going to replace artists, not yet. And I don't think studios are going to like get rid of them, because you could be a tech-minded computer nerd or whatever, but that doesn't mean you're artistic, right? That doesn't mean you understand depth perception and color shading and all these other things that these artists know. But at the same time, I do think that it's going to be a bit of a transition, right? Like, you might need to be an artist that might have to learn how to use AI and stuff. Maybe, because again, it's just another tool. It kind of reminds me of my wife. When the pandemic hit, as a teacher, she had to learn how to adapt. And some teachers couldn't adapt. Some teachers couldn't really adapt to start doing remote learning. And they had to learn stuff like Google Classroom or Zoom or whatever. Some people could not keep up with that shift in technology, but as with most things, We're gonna have to adapt. But again, like I said, it could be dangerous if it goes uncontrolled, unchecked. You know what I'm saying? No regulation. That is going to be bad, and I'm not okay with that. But if we can keep some control, and if you can use this to empower artists, empower creatives, and they can use it as a tool and not replace them, then I'm okay with it. I'm not too mad about it. But anyway, y'all let me know, how do you feel about the whole thing about the AI being used here? Again, they're saying that they used it as just a tool to create that intro for Secret Invasion. But some people have legitimate concerns. By the way, the writers, the actors, that's part of the stuff that they're striking about too. They're also striking because they're like, yo, don't be using AI to like do my work, because you could use the AI to copy my writing style or to copy my likeness and recreate something. There's no protections around that. That's why I said like the rules and laws need to be strong to make sure that like that stuff doesn't happen. But y'all let me know, where do you stand on this? How do you feel? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, let's move on. Antoinette, come on. Thank you so much, Antoinette. You just blessing the channel like this. My goodness, thank you so much. Hello, it's called Secret Invasion. It's not going to be the scrolls, but AI taking over. Wait until it becomes self-aware, funny, not funny. Yeah, no, you're right. That's the self-awareness is the part that scares me. That's the part I don't like. And I work in IT, so I'm not afraid of like a lot of stuff when it comes to this. But some things like that, nah. Listen, we had too many movies that have shown us, even if they're fantastical, we've seen too many movies. Listen, Ultron, Terminator, Megan. I don't need it. I don't need it. Don't need it. Thank you so much, Antoinette. I really appreciate you coming through like this. This is so beyond generous of you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Is Puma, thank you so much. Is AI giving people John Henry Railroad vibes? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. You have to explain that one to me, bro. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Dex, what you got? That shirt is fire, bro. Thank you so much. Out trying to close on a house. Catch y'all on the replay. Peace and blessings. Same to you. Thank you so much, Dex. I appreciate you always, man. Let's see here. Oh, y'all talking about iRobot? Oh, that was okay. I was like, John Henry. I'm sitting here thinking about like the other. Okay. Almost, 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 almost there. Not yet. Not yet. I'm not getting those vibes yet, but almost. But thank you for that. Appreciate you. All right. What else do we have? Where is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that. We got some DC stuff, I think. Yeah, it's time to get into some DC news. Yeah, let's do this first. Let's do this Wonder Woman update. So as y'all know, Gal Gadot, has played Wonder Woman. I thought the first movie was actually really good. Even though the third act was kind of a little shaky. But I think that Wonder Woman was probably one of the better movies in the DCU for a long time. Like that's one of their best. That was it, But Gal Gadot, even though there was a lot of pushback, a lot of people was hating on her casting and all that, she too little, she can't do it. I think she stepped up and she's done just fine. Yeah, Wonder Woman 84 came out. That didn't do very well. That didn't do very well at all. Yeah, that's definitely that's been a problem. But despite that happening, there was talks of a third Wonder Woman. Now, Patty Jenkins, the director, was kind of caught in between whether she was going to do it or not. She was like, "Oh, it's not canceled. It's not gone. We're going to do it." This was all before. This was, by the way, this was during when WB was like during the Wild Wild West, when they had 4 different things going on at the same time. Walter Hamada was here, and then they wasn't here, and then Zaslav came through, and then The Rock tried to take over, and then it was chaos. There's a lot of chaos going on. Didn't nobody know what was happening, and Wonder Woman 3 was still on the block at that time. But then came, James Gunn and Peter Safran, and they're like, we're going to go in a different direction. We're going to do a different thing. We're going to tell a different story. So the question's always been like, yo, what's going to happen though? Like, what about Wonder Woman? Like, do you keep her as Wonder Woman? Because clearly they didn't want to keep Henry Cavill. We did see Wonder Woman make a couple cameos in some movies, Shazam 2, for example, and some other more recent movies as well. But her future is kind of up in the air. So she did actually respond to this because people were wondering, of course. And during an interview about Barbie and stuff like that, she did sit here and say about Wonder Woman, saying basically that the franchise might not be over. She said that things are being worked behind the scenes, and once the right moment arrives, you'll know about it. Okay. Okay. I don't know what that means. I mean, let me read that again. What did you say? Things are being worked behind the scenes, and once the right moment arrives, you'll know about it. What's being worked behind the scenes? Like, are you gonna be Wonder Woman or not? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. I y'all can make it out what you will. If y'all think that means that she will continue to be Wonder Woman, let me know. If you don't think she's gonna be Wonder Woman, let me know. At this point, I feel like it's 50-50. I wouldn't mind if she stayed as Wonder Woman. Because again, I didn't think she had a bad movie. Now the second movie was that was a problem. But the first movie was cool, and every time she's played the role, I thought she's been decent. But that doesn't guarantee anything either. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. What do you think? Is Wonder Woman gonna be here? Do you believe whatever that was that she said? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's see, Rabia, thank you so much. Okay, I see the comment here. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. Let's see, we're gonna stay on DC. We're gonna stay on DC here. Blue Beetle. Now we I don't think I posted it because WB was on some BS trying to demonetize my live or whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna react to a lot of WB stuff because of that. But they are coming out with Blue Beetle, and I think when we did our trailer reaction, if I'm not mistaken, the trailer looked pretty generic, if I'm not surprised. Like yeah, it looked like a cut and paste job of so many other superhero movies. I mean, I saw Shang-Chi in there, I saw Doctor Strange in there. There's some Iron Man in there. I saw a little Man of Steel in there. Like it just looked generic. It looked generic, you know. But there was some news that came out that James Gunn had mentioned this in another interview where he did say that, like, look, Blue Beetle is not the first DCU movie. Now, what does that really mean? DCU movies means that James Gunn and Peter Safran produced it. It's very similar to, let's say, Blade with Wesley Snipes. Those are not MCU movies. Why? Because Kevin Feige and MCU or Marvel Studios did not make them. Yes, they're Marvel, but they're not MCU. So this is the same situation going on here. Because Shazam 2, Black Adam, The Flash, Blue Beetle, those are not DCU movies. So James Gunn elaborated and said, that Superman Legacy is going to be the first DCU movie. That's going to be their Iron Man, so to speak. Okay. So that everything after Superman Legacy, that's it. At the same time, he did go on to say that Blue Beetle is a DCU character. So he's the first DCU character, which means that even though this movie is not in the DCU, this character will carry over into the official DCU. All right. So another example, let's take it with Blade. The movie Blade is a Marvel movie, not an MCU movie. The character Blade, now, if he can ever get into the actual shows or movies, the character of Blade is an MCU character. So that's kind of the comparison that's going on right now. Now, we do have some updates when it comes to Blue Beetle from the director in terms of being a part of the universe and future installments of the DCU. Says the director, Angel Manuel Soto, goes on to say, we are part of the universe. We are part of the world. We are part of the plans that they have been creating for the future installments of the DCU. But we are not tied to all the films from the past. Yes, our movie lives in the world where superheroes exist, but that doesn't mean that a certain event or certain alliance or other things from the past dictate where our film is going. I think basically what he's saying is that, like, yeah, we live in a world where superheroes exist. Sure, there's a Batman. Sure, maybe there's a Superman. We don't know if there's a Justice League. We don't know if a Shazam exists. We don't know none of that. We know they exist. So it sounds like he's just saying that, like, yes, we're kind of in the universe, but not really. And I think this is kind of like what Shazam was trying to do. Shazam 2 anyway, where Shazam 2 was trying not to tie itself to the DC EU as much, but at the same time, it was still like, oh, but Wonder Woman exists and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. But they go on to say the director has high hopes for the film and has planned it as a trilogy. Whoa, okay. He goes on to say, our first movie, the way we wanted to do it, was always with the mentality that we wanted to do 2 more at least. And taking the traditional 3-act structure of a story, we wanted our first movie to practically be the first act of a saga. All right, bro. Hold on. Like, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Okay. We already just had a whole Flash movie where they sat here talking about the movie was one of the greatest of all time. They had this movie going out to Tom Cruise and Stephen King. And we already had this movie coming out with the director talking about, oh, we already gonna have a sequel. If we got a sequel, Ezra Miller coming back. We already got a whole lot of pre-talking from DC. I'm gonna need y'all to chill out. Don't talk to me about no trilogies. Don't even talk to me about no sequel until you see that movie and its performance first. Don't even wait till the first week. Don't wait till the second week. Wait until the 5th week before it even goes to streaming to even think about any of that. Wait until some of them scores come out. Okay. Don't be sitting there talking about that. Because now, listen, what y'all, I'm not wishing this on the movie. I'm not even predicting it. But what y'all gonna do if Blue Beetle don't do well? What if Blue Beetle does Flash numbers? What are you gonna do? Now you're looking foolish. Now you set yourself up for nothing. Now you sit like, just, I need y'all to just let the movies do the talking. Just do that. Like when Into the Spider-Verse came out, and I could be wrong about this, but when Into the Spider-Verse came out, I don't really recall them sitting here talking about, well, we gonna do a trilogy and we gonna do this and we gonna do 7 movies. And I don't really recall them talking all that stuff. Now, when the movie did some work and the movie got some recognition and some praise, that's when I was like, hey, okay, I'd like to see something. Can we tell y'all if we want the sequel or not first? can it come from the people first before y'all go tell this story? Because I might not like it. I might not care. The people might not care. Folks might not show up for this. It's an unknown character. It's a C-list character at that. I mean, listen, I hope the brothers and sisters in the brown community, in the Latino community, I hope y'all show up for this. Y'all need this the same way we needed Black Panther. Okay? Y'all, I hope internationally, I hope people see themselves in Jaime and all that. I hope they show up and they put their money where they mouth it. I hope that happens. But if it doesn't, don't talk to me about no trilogy, man. I don't care if you part of this universe or not. Ain't nobody finna be here for that. Anyway, y'all let me know. How do you feel about this very, very early talk about a Blue Beetle trilogy? Is this something that gets you excited for Blue Beetle? Like maybe you like the fact that it's going to have some legs and it's going to be around for a minute. Maybe it makes you nervous. DC does not have the best record when it comes to trying to promote stuff. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Nelson, what you got? What do you think about Supergirl's portrayal in The Flash? That's Sasha Calais, I believe. Calais. She was cool. It was just very limited. She didn't have a lot to do. I don't like the direction that they used for her, because I felt that Andy Muschietti didn't do a good job developing the supporting characters. Like, I mean, the supporting characters, whether it was Supergirl, whether it was the GOAT, Batman, Michael Keaton, they could have been replaced. There was nothing about them that felt unique. Like, they could have easily been replaced with other characters. And, that to me, I thought undermined their performances as well. Not their performance, undermined their presence in the film. They acted very fine. They were good, but I don't think they were used very well. Thank you so much. Real Django, Gal Gadot was the best thing about Batman v Superman. That's all I'll say. Yeah, she was. Yes. Yeah, I mean, she literally was out there like, well, Batman and Superman on the sidelines. Batman over here hiding, Superman over here doing the dumbest move in the world. Like, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman was out there doing the work with Doomsday. To this day, man, you about to get me mad. You about to get me mad, because this is one of those reasons why I don't like it when people try to cape for Snyder, because the decisions that were made were dumb. They were dumb. Okay. You mean to tell me, first of all, you wasted an entire potential Superman movie by wasting the best story for Superman to date, the most iconic, most recognizable story with Superman, as in the death of Superman. You wasted that in 20 minutes of this movie. And then to top that off, you see Wonder Woman was holding her own against Doomsday. And that was just with like a boo-boo shield and her little, Themyscirian sword or whatever. She was holding her own with that. And y'all had a whole kryptonite spear, something that literally could kill him. We know Superman can't deal with kryptonite. We know Batman is too weak to go against Doomsday. Y'all couldn't just give her the spear. You couldn't give the one weapon to kill this monster. You couldn't give that weapon to the person that was fighting the monster with less to just finish it off. Don't talk to me about the themes in the movie. Don't talk to me about, well, this was a good way for Superman to sacrifice himself. No, that's stupid. Because if that's what you wanted to do, you should have done it just like in the comics and just like in the animated movie, where Doomsday is plowing through everybody. He destroys everyone, which leaves Superman with no choice but to give it his all and give up his own life in that fight. You don't do it with the stupid plot device of I have the weapon, but instead of giving it to you, because that would make more sense, I'm just going to go do it myself and die because it's my fault. Shut up. Shut up. That was unequivocally stupid. Stupid. Don't put themes over logic. Anyway. Real Django, you done got me all heated, man. That, like, when I tell you that's such a pet peeve of mine in a movie, like, I'm here for creative liberties, right? I'm here for that kind of stuff all day. I get it. But dang it, when you make decisions that feel like they go against common sense, just because you wanted to try to be more deep, it gets on my nerves. It gets on my nerves. Thank you so much, Django. I appreciate you. Let's see. Puma Blade will issue in Marvel's Midnight Suns. Yeah, maybe. I mean, hopefully that still happens. You know, hopefully we even get Midnight Suns. I mean, I know they kind of sort of hint at it or whatever. We'll see. We'll see if that happens, but I don't know. I hope so though. Talented one, no clue what y'all talking about right now. And I can't even hear sound. But I'm out of town. Just dropped in for e-offer replay game. Thank you so much, Talented one. Appreciate you so much. Hopefully you're having a good time wherever you are. Thank you for that. All right. Let's get off of Blue Beetle. We are going to stay on. Yes, we will stay on this. I think we're almost done. We got a couple more topics left. Nope. We're going to save that for later. We're going to do this one. Make sure there's no spoilers in this first. Okay. Batman Beyond. For those of you who have not watched Batman Beyond, personally, I feel like you're missing out. Now, I'm not going to say Batman Beyond was one of the greatest animated shows ever. Not going to say that. That goes to X-Men, the animated series, Batman, the animated series. That's where that belongs. The Justice League animated series. That's where that belongs in there. However, Batman Beyond, it's there. It's not here, but it's there. Okay, it's good. I like it. And for those of you that don't know, Batman Beyond basically takes place in the future, and it follows a young man named Terry McGinnis. And Terry McGinnis, one way or another, bumps into this old guy who happens to be Bruce Wayne, aka the old Batman. And Batman's like, yo, I'm old. I can't do this no more. I need somebody else. And Terry steps up and becomes the new Batman. He got a new suit. Again, this is taking place in the future. So like Batman got like, of course, the most advanced technology and all that. So he's a futuristic Batman, right? Good stuff. Definitely recommend it. You know, if you want a show to just kind of watch in the background, that's cool. I would say the best episodes are the first episode, like when the introduction, the animated movie with the return of the Joker, and then the season finale. That twist, that twist, don't nobody spoil it for nobody. But the end, the season finale of Batman Beyond, boy, that is a Batman that ever Batmaned. That's some real Batman stuff. Okay. So this is why I be having high expectations whenever I watch or see any Batman stuff, because I'm like, yo, that's the type of stuff that is really, really dope. But again, don't nobody spoil it. Don't ruin it for nobody that hasn't seen it. But it's definitely something that I thought was really good. Anyway, so one of the things with Batman Beyond has always been what happens if you do a live action? Can you do a live action? And the moment Michael Keaton was even announced to come back, again, the GOAT. The moment he was announced, people was like, you know what? He would make a really good Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne. And he would. I thought so. I thought he'd be real dope. But at the same time, a lot of things were in motion. I told y'all DC was kind of in a Wild Wild West type of situation. Now there were talks that they were going to do one, but some things just kind of fell apart. We have no idea if James Gunn and Peter Safran, who are in charge now, we have no idea if they want to do one or not. But there has been some talk about potentially whether this would happen. And unfortunately, this all depends on the Flash, supposedly. Now, this is going to come from Kevin Smith. In case y'all didn't know, the guy from Clerks, the big comic fan, writer, been all over the place. He had overheard a conversation, and this is where this information is coming from. So I'll read to you what he ended up saying. He said, I was hoping that the Flash did better than it did because Michael Uslan's son, kid, said that if the movie, and Michael Uslan, I think his name is, he's one of the executive producers. Like, he's one of the big wigs or whatever for WB. Apparently his kid said that if Flash did as well as the Batman with Robert Pattinson, the Batman opened at 130 million. One of the next Batman movies they're going to make is Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton. Smith said this during a recent episode of Fat Man Beyond, and they edited the quote a little bit here. And Smith was like, so I was like, oh my God, now I'm hoping that the Flash makes a lot of money. So the problem here is the fact that the Flash ain't making a lot of money. So the thought process here is that, well, if the Flash ain't making a lot of money, the studio execs are, I'm assuming, going to translate that as, well, we can't do Batman Beyond. I hope that the studio executives are smart enough to realize that Michael Keaton was not the problem in The Flash. That if you give us a Michael Keaton movie in Batman Beyond, that will work just fine. Because, again, Michael Keaton is not the reason why that movie made little money. The reason why that movie made so little money is because the movie was just not good. I told y'all right from the jump, if you make a good movie, people will show up. You make a bad movie, people ain't gonna show up like that. And last I checked, there were so many people that was like, man, I'm only gonna go watch this Flash movie because Michael Keaton's in it. That was the main reason a lot of people want to go see it. So it really doesn't make sense to me why even whatever the Flash does should have any bearing on whether you want to do a Batman Beyond movie or not. Now, the reason why I'm a little sensitive about this is because I really want a Batman Beyond movie, and I really want Michael Keaton in it. Because as I've said many times, Michael Keaton is the GOAT Batman for me, okay? And what I like about this is, especially if you've seen The Flash, my man still got it, okay? He about to be Beetlejuice in another movie too. He still got it. He's still fresh. He ain't like, tripping and old and senile. My man is still sharp, witty, and he's got it. And I'm just like, look, don't play, okay? We be losing people way too early nowadays. If we can get Michael Keaton back to play this role, put him in. Put him in now. Don't wait till it's too late and be like, oh man, well, we always wanted to do it with him, but oh well, things didn't work out. Things can work out right now. Y'all can go make that a DC Elseworlds project right now. You don't need to wait on the Flash. The Flash ain't gonna save nobody. The Flash definitely wasn't gonna save y'all. And we're going to talk about that too. Go ahead and make that Batman Beyond movie right now. Michael Keaton is still hot right now. People still want to see Michael Keaton right now. I don't see what the problem is. But anyway, studio's going studio. Y'all let me know. What do y'all think about the potential of a Batman Beyond movie? Would you like to see a Batman Beyond film with Michael Keaton in it? Maybe you want to see it with somebody else. Do you think it needs Michael Keaton? Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right. Let's see. There was something else I want to talk about. Okay, so we got that. Yep, that's done. Okay, so by the way, we are going to talk about the Flash, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I don't care about the Flash. I don't. But I do care about y'all. So if any of y'all have not seen the Flash, and if any of y'all do not want the ending spoiled for you, now's the time where you could peace out, or you could leave it on mute or something. Well, I mean, I'm gonna show some things. Maybe you take a seat, maybe you walk away, something like that. I don't know, but I'm giving you your spoiler alert right now. So here you go. I'm gonna give you a little time. Okay. TikTok. Okay, is that it? Everybody here, y'all don't care about the spoilers. Y'all have already seen the movie, or you don't care. I don't want to hear no crying. I gave y'all a heads up. I told you I don't care about this movie, but I cared about y'all. That's the warning. Okay, cool. We here. The Flash apparently has had a long road in terms of development. The movie was really supposed to come out somewhere in 2018 or so. And to be honest with you, I think that if it had come out in 2018, maybe before Infinity War. So if it had came out between Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, I think we might have been more receptive to it. It would have been the first time we would have gotten into all the multiverse stuff anyway. I'm not saying that it would have been a crazy great movie. I'm just saying I think people would have been more favorable to it. It might have made an extra 100 mil or something. Who knows? But the movie had been delayed multiple times. The movie had been pushed to 2022. We were supposed to get it last year. And then it didn't want them Avatar problems. It didn't want them Spider-Man No Way Home problems. So they was like, all right, cool. Like we're gonna push it. So it's been pushed almost 3 full years. And despite that, they still didn't take enough time to like finish the VFX or anything, but whatever. We're not gonna get into that. They during that course of time, like I said, the studios kept shifting and the management kept shifting, and all these different factors were happening where it caused the movie to have multiple reshoots. And the multiple reshoots, of course, were an issue because you had Ezra Miller out there being a whole menace and terrorizing, being a domestic and international terrorist at the same time. Then you had the studios changing from one administration to another, and everybody had a different vision. And it caused different outcomes to happen, different endings to happen. So let's kind of go through the different endings and the different cameos that were happening and what was supposed to happen. So it says here that they filmed 2 alternate endings that featured different cameo appearances. All right. So the first ending was created under the former DC Films president, Walter Hamada, and featured Barry with Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne and Sasha Calle's Supergirl. Now, the thing behind that, it was supposed to be Michael Keaton that shows up at the courthouse, and Supergirl was supposed to show up too. Originally, what they were trying to do, Walter Hamada, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that wanted to do a Batman Beyond movie. He was the one that was like, yeah, we're going to do it with Keaton and stuff like that, right? Shout out to Walter Hamada, because that probably would have been a good idea. But that didn't happen because he got fired. He left or whatever. Like he was done for. Regime change. You had Zaslav come in and everything had to change up. So they were also trying to build up a new version of the Justice League, right? And they were trying to move away a little bit from the Zack Snyder stuff. They were trying to move away from that. And what was going to happen was something like Keaton's Batman was going to become like the new Batman. And Sasha's Supergirl was going to kind of be the new Superman. And then they were going to bring in Batgirl. Y'all remember Batgirl that had the funeral screening or whatever, where they axed the whole movie. The whole thing was supposed to, that was going to be the new trio. It was going to be old Batman, Batgirl, and Sasha, Supergirl. And they were supposed to be the face of DC for a bit. I don't think that was really going to work, but that was the plan. Now, let's get to the second alternate ending, which was the new ending, still featured Keaton and Callie, but also added Henry Cavill as Superman and Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Woo! So when Zaslav came through, got rid of Hamada, y'all were gonna get Keaton, Sasha, Gal Gadot, and Henry Cavill. That was in the era of trying to hold on and trying to listen to the fans and trying to do the same old thing that hasn't been working for years. I told y'all, Henry Cavill ain't saving nothing. Henry Cavill could have showed up and it wouldn't have mattered. I'm telling you, it would not have mattered. Gal Gadot was not going to save this movie either. Like, neither one of them was going to work. But that was the plan. It goes on here to say, however, after James Gunn and Peter Safran were hired as co-CEOs of DC Studios, the studio decided to change the ending again. Gunn and Safran reportedly did not want to tease a future appearance from Cavill or Gadot that did not line up with their future plans with the DC universe. Instead, they decided to add another Batman in the movie and decided to pursue George Clooney. Now, I just said here that, and I've said this before, I like the ending for The Flash. And the reason why I like it is because having George Clooney in here, who's arguably probably one of the worst Batmans ever. He was a decent Bruce Wayne. I ain't gonna take that away from him. He was a decent Bruce Wayne. But that's George Clooney, right? Like suave, debonair, smooth. Okay, we get that. You could play Bruce Wayne, but he was a terrible Batman. Bat nips and all. He was terrible Batman. So in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, like, I was in the audience when they showed George Clooney. Everybody around was cheering. They're like, "Oh yeah, George Clooney! Yeah! Oh, look at the fan service." I was sitting here like, "Oh yes, this is great." You know why? Because I knew that Ezra Miller's Flash, after screwing up the multiverse again, done dropped himself in a universe of trash. And that's where Ezra's Flash is going to belong. That's why I was so happy. Because ain't no way WB will ever be this dumb to bring George Clooney back and make him Batman. Ain't no way y'all going to do that and be that stupid. Which tells me that the fact that y'all dumped Ezra in that boo-boo garbage type of universe means that Ezra is there forever, or at least for the time being. And you know what? while I've been pro recast Ezra, recast the Flash, that to me was a good, clean parting. That's a compromise I can live with. I can live with the fact that, you know what, Ezra gonna be over there, be quiet, be away, and we ain't got to deal with Ezra. And you know what? Here's the other thing, because some people misconstrue this. Just because I give Ezra a hard time, I don't give Ezra a hard time because I hate Ezra. I give Ezra a hard time because I believe accountability, responsibility, and I don't know, like contrition for your actions should be made. I felt like Ezra should be held accountable. That's where my issue with Ezra has always been. Now, that does not mean I'm not one of those closed-minded folks that are like, oh, well, you know, forget Ezra forever. No. If Ezra is innocent of all the other child grooming stuff and all the other allegations, and if Ezra actually does have recovery and therapy and stuff like that and gets their life together, if all those things pan out to be true, I'm fine with Ezra coming back. I don't have a problem if they want to tease Ezra to come back here and there. If all that stuff is true, and if Ezra makes a full recovery, and if Ezra like apologizes for their actions, then I'm cool. But in the meantime, boop, kick rocks and go chill out with bat nips. I don't need that kind of energy over here. We can start all over in a new DCU universe, and y'all can keep that nonsense over there. So I had no problem with this new current ending. All these other alternate endings, I don't think none of them was gonna work. None of them was gonna work at all. So the fact that they did this was probably the smartest decision WB could have made, even though they've made a lot of questionable decisions in the meantime. But y'all let me know, how do you feel about the alternate endings that happened with the Flash? Did you want to see the first one with Sasha and Michael Keaton, or did you want to see the Keaton, Sasha, Cavill, Gal Gadot, or do you like the current one? Y'all let me know which one did y'all like and why in the comments down below. All right. Jess, Batman Beetlejuice crossover. I have no idea how that's gonna work. But sure. All right. I feel like that'll be a better animated thing than anything else. But yeah, I can see that. Let's see. Eric, random question: which is the greatest superhero movie of all time? Into the Spider-Verse or Infinity War? That's really hard. I would probably say Infinity War, but I don't really think that's fair to compare the two because they're doing two different things. One is literally introducing you to another character, and the other one is a huge culmination of like 10 years of storytelling, you know. So I mean, like if I had to watch one, I would watch either one. You know what I'm saying? Like gun to my head, flip a coin. I'll watch either one. But maybe Infinity War, but again, I don't think it's fair. I don't think that's a fair comparison to either one of them, you know, because they're doing different things, you know. But anyway, all right. Thank you for that, Eric. I appreciate you. All right. We got that. Okay, we got the Flash. Oh no, we still gonna do Flash spoilers. We're still on Flash spoilers, so if you are still here for that or waiting for that, we still doing it. And this was just another quick thing, which was the ending for the Flash. A lot of people thought that it was a plot hole that we didn't find out who killed Barry's mom and stuff. By the way, that's not a plot hole. Okay, I want people to use plot hole correctly. Plot holes does not mean information that's omitted. That's not what a plot hole is. A plot hole is when you have things that contradict. So it'd be a plot hole if, let's say, they said, hey, Barry's mom was killed, and then at the end of the movie they're like, oh, Barry's mom was not killed. Like that contradiction, that doesn't make that's a plot hole. But the fact that they just withhold information is not necessarily the same thing. So with that said, a lot of people was like, well, what happened to Barry's mom? Okay, well, you know, the director actually does go ahead and give that. And he says here, well, Reverse Flash is the elephant in the room, right? It feels like you can't make another movie without addressing that one. In all accounts, is the murder of Barry's mom. So it feels like the big villain. So there you go. It was Reverse Flash who did it. It was me, Barry. It was me all along. So he is the one that is confirmed to be the one that killed Barry's mom. And I'm glad that they didn't go ahead and tease that in this movie, because I don't need Ezra Miller's Flash to be dealing with all that. I would much rather have whoever the new Flash will be for them to deal with that. Let that variant go ahead and deal with Reverse Flash. And on top of that, Reverse Flash, if you don't know who he is, next to the Joker, he might be one of the most petty villains in existence. Reverse Flash might be the hater of the millennia. If there was a player hater club or a festival, this man will win hands down every year, all year. The things that he does to Barry Allen are insane. Let me just a couple things. In the comics, Reverse Flash, because he's just as fast as Barry, this man went back in time and caused Barry Allen's friends, he caused their parents to either never meet or to get a divorce, just so that Barry would grow up with no friends. There's another one. I believe, I'm paraphrasing this, so don't hit me on the accuracy. Barry was going to go on some sort of date, like maybe his first date or something. And I apologize now for any graphic stuff. But Reverse Flash came through and he gave Barry, because he's very fast, he gave Barry a happy ending on himself so Barry could be embarrassed and couldn't go on his date. You got to have a special level of dedicated pettiness to go back in time to give your arch nemesis a happy ending in real time just so that they can't go on their first date. Because that's how miserable Reverse Flash wanted Barry Allen to be growing up. Joker would never. I don't even know if Joker could. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And that's just like a couple things I told you. He's done worse. He's done more. Some of those things I probably can't even tell y'all here. So anyway, I say all of that because if you're gonna have a villain to that level, you're not gonna want to waste that on Ezra Miller. You're not gonna want to waste that on this movie. You want to save that big Joker card for the future. So I'm glad that we don't know anything about this right now. I'm glad they didn't use that yet. I'm glad that they could wait for it, because this guy is a menace. He is a menace. Okay, I'm telling you, he is a problem. His whole existence is based on hating Barry Allen in the future. Barry ain't even around. Barry already been gone. But this man hate Barry so much, he go back and pass just to mess with Barry. Oh, just give me that movie later. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think about the endings and the whole idea with the Reverse Flash not being included. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. We are going to stay on the Flash. Yeah, we're not doing spoilers now, so if you're still hiding from those, you can get off of that. when it comes to the Flash, we have talked extensively about Ezra Miller and Ezra's terrible, terrible deeds and actions and problems. And I've also heavily criticized the studios for their silence throughout the whole thing. They've been, Ezra will assault people and nothing. We've talked about how the director would come out and talk about how nobody can play the Flash but Ezra, and blah, 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 blah. There have been a lot of issues with, what else did we talk about? One of the production designers saying that the Flash is going to be so good, everyone's going to forget about Ezra's misdemeanors. We've talked about how people like Michael Shannon were defending Ezra because they don't want people to pile on. They don't like people piling on Ezra. Okay. Well, apparently, there was also talk a long time ago, while Ezra was a domestic and international terrorist, breaking laws, getting arrested, while all these things were happening and WB was silent, there was the ongoing suggestion, rumor, whatever you want to call it, that Ezra could be recast or that Ezra could be replaced. We've talked about it. We talked about the possibility of like, maybe y'all should like drop the movie, but then there was like, well, maybe y'all could just recast Ezra. Now, the movie had already been shot while Ezra was out there committing all these crimes, but it was out there, right? Because those were possible things that could happen. So the producers from The Flash responded to that. They responded to the possible replacement rumors of Ezra Miller as Flash. Went on to say this. I'm going to, and this is the interviewer, I'm going to address the elephant in the room before we go into more details about the movie. Did it ever feel like The Flash was falling apart when Ezra was in the news last year? Barbara Muschietti says here, no, as filmmakers, you have to put your head down and just do your work. Of course, we take that stuff very seriously, but we were focusing on the movie. Okay. Your lead star is out there committing crimes, getting a lot of trouble, but y'all just focused on the movie. Y'all don't care about none of that. Y'all just focus. Okay. Hey, maybe that helps y'all work. Okay. Interviewer, did you ever consider doing reshoots without Ezra? Barbara, no, it would have been absolutely impossible. When we started reading in the news that Ezra would be replaced, we laughed because we didn't know where it came from. That rumor definitely didn't come from us or the studio. Oh, wait, hold on. So y'all thought it was funny when Ezra was in the news and they said that they was going to replace him. Y'all was like, replace Ezra? We can't replace Ezra. That's impossible. Why would they do that? They have to hit him with the Sagat laugh. And you know what? That is actually kind of funny, right? Because you doing all this work on this movie, and people like, y'all should replace this troubled actor. And y'all like, we ain't gonna do that. Well, your movie flopped. Is that funny? Mm-hmm. Is that funny? Here, come here. Bring it in. Y'all had the chance to recast Ezra, and had y'all recast it, it would have cost y'all a little money, but your movie flopped. Your movie ain't making no money. Your movie's not even making Black Adam money right now. You know how bad that is? This movie might go to streaming in about 2 more weeks. Are you laughing still? I'm just wondering why y'all were reading the news. You over here like, replace Ezra. Were you laughing when he was accused of grooming minors? Was it funny then? Did you have the Kiki energy back then? I'm just wondering, when did y'all laugh and not laugh? Were you kikiing when Ezra was trespassing, stealing stuff, getting arrested, beating up, assaulting women? Were you kikiing at that time? I just want to know, did y'all keep that same energy? What happened? No cigar laugh? No nothing? Nothing? No. Y'all wasn't doing that? It's hard for me to take certain folks seriously when you say stuff like this. Because now I really have to ask myself, where was y'all line at any point? I get it. The movie cost a lot. You already shot what you shot. You couldn't go redo it with Ezra. Listen, given the fact that y'all barely... Hold on, let's get the numbers. Hold on. Let's see where it's at right now. Hold on. Let's see where this movie is at right now. Oh. Sorry. Let's start with the budget. The budget for The Flash right now was $200 million. $200 million. Okay. Now, let's be conservative. I think the marketing, I always tell y'all the budget is one thing, but the marketing is another issue. So is the budget, let's say the marketing's probably like 100 million. Let's just say maybe 150 at most. So that means it costs 350 million to make this movie. 350. It's been a whole week since this movie's been out. A whole week. Now, I'm not saying it's got to do nothing crazy, but let's see what the pace is at so far. Yikes. It's only at $145 million. Ooh. And that's worldwide? And it's only getting worse? Are y'all gonna make y'all money back? Are y'all gonna get to 300 million? Because if y'all don't even get here, let me okay, let's do a little map. If y'all don't even get to 300 million, you do realize that the decision not to recast Ezra really means that y'all ended up losing money rather than spending a little bit more money to earn even more money. That's when the math just ain't on your side. It's just the math is like, get out my face. Think about it like this. When the Sonic movie came out and the trailers were out and we all saw ugly Sonic, we all was like, ugh. What happened? The studio was like, yo, we're going to go back to the drawing board and fix that up. Now, I know that's not the same exact thing as recasting an actor that's already done their shots. I get that. But the studio made the decision to go invest a little bit more time and money to go polish up something that did not work. And guess what? They made way more money than they probably would have had they gone with ugly Sonic, because wasn't nobody showing up for that ugly Sonic at all. Now, in fairness, Ezra Miller was not the biggest problem with The Flash. Just wasn't, right? Ezra Miller was not the biggest issue with The Flash because I thought Ezra did a good job. However, the fact that maybe, this is a possibility, maybe if they had recast Ezra with an actor or somebody that people really liked, maybe that actor could have been big enough to bring enough people in, even if the movie was not that great, to at least justify the cost. Maybe. Or y'all could have just actually got rid of the movie. You literally did that with Batgirl. Tax write-off. Because it ain't looking like y'all finna even break even. And if y'all don't break even, what was the point? You sat here and laughed about trying to recast Ezra and all that for a movie that's been delayed for 4 or 5 years. It was real key funny at that point. But now look at you. Now look at the movie. Not even doing what you needed to do to pay all that work off. You're losing money at this point. Man. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Anyway, how do y'all feel about the producers being so cavalier about this whole situation? You know, y'all let me know what you think. Should they have recast Ezra? Do you think that would have helped? Should they have scrapped this movie? Or was there another option? Y'all let me know what you think. Could have maybe saved the Flash in the comments down below. All right. I got some comments and then we get into our last topic. Mo Better, Flash versus Kang. Who wins and why? Interesting question. I'm going to say Kang. And the reason why I'm going to say Kang is because Kang, just like Reverse Flash, is smarter than Barry Allen. He's smarter than him, and he understands time better than him. Barry is dumb. Like, Barry's really dumb. In the TV show, in the movies, Barry is dumb. Like, he always messes up. Matter of fact, my man literally went through a whole movie and did not learn his lesson. Didn't learn his lesson. So I'm going to say Kang the Conqueror would actually defeat the Flash because Barry's just stupid and he don't understand time. Thank you for that. Let's see. Minor spoiler. They made Ezra be Latino in the movie. I can't let that go. It just didn't make any sense. Many of the choices this movie made, bad choices. I thought it was Italian. Was it Spanish? I didn't know. I was very distracted with all of it. But I mean, that's one of many bad choices. But whatever. I guess representation. Let's see. Thank you for that, Mambo. Appreciate you. Dorian. The Flash movie should have been scrapped. Yet they kept this. They canceled that Batgirl movie that was already shot and was probably better. Yeah, like that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I have no idea what the logic was. I mean, supposedly Batgirl was that bad. But here's the thing. The same people that saw Batgirl, Peter Safran and James Gunn, they saw it. They saw it. And they said, yo, Batgirl was unreleasable. Keep in mind, the test scores from the audiences for Batgirl were the same for Black Adam. But they released Black Adam. And keep in mind, the same people, Safran and Gunn, the same ones that looked at Batgirl and was like, this is unreleasable. They looked at The Flash and was like, yeah, this is one of the greatest superhero movies ever. Talk about now I got trust issues. I don't know if I can believe anything y'all say moving forward. Because y'all over here miscategorizing a whole lot of stuff. Whole lot. Anyway, now's the time where a lot of y'all came for. We got the Jonathan Majors case. And I do want to just remind people that I have already done two pretty extensive videos going over what we know in this case and what we don't know, right? And I've told you guys, we actually went through this last time because we had gotten more information based off of what Jonathan Majors' lawyer had released. And she had released, some additional information. Go ahead, check that out on my channel. I'm going to try not to go over all the same stuff all over again. But I what I wanted to emphasize to people, and this is the video that says new evidence found. She released the text messages and she put the timelines, and we got a little bit more video as of in terms of like what actually happened, when things happened, and so on and so forth. So we actually had a better timeline of events based off of Jonathan Majors' lawyer and what they presented. Now, with that said, and this is going to be the same story, it's going to be the same case with what I'm going to show y'all here today. I want you all to understand that everything primarily that we are going to hear is only one side of the story. Okay. So when a lot of y'all, and I've seen it on Twitter, on social media, a lot of people are trying to claim victory and be like, yeah, Jonathan Majors is innocent. Yeah, it's done. Case closed. The case is not closed. Okay. The case is not closed. If you hear all charges have been dropped, that's when the case is closed. If you hear Jonathan Majors is actually innocent, that's when the case is closed. But right now, the case is still going, which means there's still something here that needs to be explored or reviewed. And this is why I'm saying, do not get your hopes up. Do not sit here and act as though this is a done deal, because we still don't have all the information. Okay. And I've told y'all that from day one. I don't care if you pro Jonathan Majors. I don't care if you anti Jonathan Majors. You don't know all the information. And I'm going to do the best I can to try and explain some of the information that we do know. And I'm also going to try my best to help y'all understand the difference between what is presented and what we don't know and what could be. Okay. So I'm giving y'all that kind of context because I want y'all to listen. If y'all part of the E-Fam, I want y'all to know that when you come out of this, I want y'all to go representing the E-Fam properly now. Okay. I don't want nobody out there looking bad. Okay. Don't be out there with the misinformation. I want y'all to be as educated and informed as possible. Okay. So now, with that said, let me go ahead and we're going to go through, like, I think this was probably the more detailed report that we've gotten, and that's from Insider. And by the way, I got the actual case. I got the case file right here too as well. So there's some things that I want you to pay attention to. We're going to go over a lot of the points in the case again. I'll try and go through the things that I've already talked about. Like I said, if you're lost behind, go watch the other videos and that will get you caught up. But I'm going to show you how to tell the difference between some stuff here too. All right, so let's get in here. Now, first of all, as y'all probably have seen, my man got a new boo thing. Okay, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, he got Megan Good on his arm, and that right there definitely got the people going, right? I'm going to pre-warn you on this. I have the suspicion. I am not a lawyer, by the way. I'm not a lawyer. But I have the suspicion that right there is a PR move. I believe it's a PR move. It's a good look to have someone that is accused of assaulting women, to have a fine looking woman right there on your arm. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that looks like a PR move straight out the PR 101 class. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying that's what it is. So right there, we got that going. Okay. Now let's kind of go through. Majors just went back to he appeared in court, I want to say last Tuesday or something like that. His next court date is going to be August 3rd. Okay, so this has been postponed all the way to August 3rd. Now, I'm going to go through some of the things in this article. And again, like I said, I'm not going to go through everything. You can do that if you want, but I'll go through some of the more main points. His lawyer, Jonathan Majors' lawyer, told Insider. Okay, so I want the thing that's important here is that Insider who is an independent resource at this point, they were able to talk not only to Jonathan Majors' lawyer, but they also were able to look at some of this evidence. Okay. So again, I want you to understand the difference. There's a very big difference when the lawyer's speaking versus when the insider is speaking, when the news outlet is speaking. I'm not saying one is more biased than the other. I'm just saying those are two different perspectives that are happening here. Okay. Because insider doesn't supposedly, at least we hope as journalists, that they don't have any skin in this game. The lawyer has skin in the game. She has to protect her client. That's her job. That's not the job of insider. Okay, so I just want y'all to understand that difference. Now, his lawyer told insider that the star had hoped the misdemeanor assault charges would be dropped by Manhattan prosecutors, but she said that Majors is still eager to prove his innocence to the jury. All right. Says here that Ms. Jabari, that is the alleged victim, okay? Ms. Jabari claims that Mr. Majors assaulted her in a car in Chinatown around 12 a.m. on March 25th, 2023. And during this incident, Mr. Majors broke her finger and lacerated her ear. That is the charge from the alleged victim. That is going on here. Now, let's make this very clear because some people are like, I thought she recanted. I thought she did it. This is no longer, at least from what I can understand, this is not the alleged victim pressing charges against Jonathan Majors. This is the state of New York. This is the district attorney that is pressing charges against Jonathan Majors. Once again, it does not need to come from the victim. The victim can say, I'm dropping all charges. I don't need this anymore. But at the same time, the district attorney can be like, we're taking this over. We've seen enough that we're going to move forward with this case. So that's where this is coming from at the end of the day. Now, I don't know if the alleged victim is actually cooperating with the district attorney or not, but either way, they already have statements from her. They already have whatever evidence that they have. So that's what they're going off of for now. All right, so that was the claim that he assaulted her in the car at 12 a.m. on March 25th and broke her finger and lacerated her ear. Okay. The evidence that the lawyer shared with Insider did not show how Jabari was injured or the entirety of the fight between Jabari and Majors that is at the center of the misdemeanor charges. It did, however, appear to support the lawyer's contention that Jabari's ear and finger were uninjured in the hours after the fight. This is where I need y'all to pay so close attention. The lawyer presented evidence to Insider about the situation. But like they said, I'm going to read this again real slow for y'all, for anybody in the back. They shared they shared evidence with Insider, but that evidence did not show how Jabari was injured in the entirety of the fight between her and Majors. And that is the center of the misdemeanor charges. This is why this is important. The lawyer, according to Insider, who is a separate entity, did not show how the whole thing started. The lawyer only showed enough to say, like, look, from here to here, whatever this evidence was, whether it's video, witness testimony, whatever, from here to here, we don't know how these injuries happen. Okay, so the lawyer is not saying, oh, Jonathan Majors was here at 8 o'clock and then this happened here. That's not what's happening here. Okay, the reason why this is so important, and this is why I had to even go pull up the cases myself. I tried to do some legwork for y'all here. I'm not a lawyer, but I tried. I went here and I looked at the actual court case itself. And y'all can do this too. You can go to the New York court case, follow the case, they'll go to court number and all that. It's public information, okay? Like I said, you got the attorney here, and the person that's filing everything is the assistant district attorney, okay? Next court date, August 3rd, all right? So you got that, right? Here are the actual charges. Now, here's what's interesting. There were some misdemeanors of assault with intent intent to cause physical injury. There was a major one that was not a misdemeanor. This was not a misdemeanor, and this was harassment or whatnot. But all these things got dismissed. Okay, all these things got dismissed, and even this one got dismissed. This is why I'm telling y'all, don't go running thinking that this is a done deal, because Jonathan Majors has to clear this, and that. He's got more charges that need to be cleared. All these other things were dismissed, but all these others were not. Okay, now we'll go into a little bit more of what those charges mean, but the fact that this the evidence that Insider saw, it did not talk about the beginning of the fight or anything like that. It just said that they just didn't know where the injuries came from. That is a huge deal. The reason why that's a huge deal could be the reason why the DA has not dropped all the other charges. Okay? Because the DA does not have to prove all that other stuff. The DA has to prove whatever fits the charges that are still pending. This is why the case is not tossed out. And this is why it should be a red flag for anyone that's like pro Jonathan Majors or thinking he's all innocent. Hold up. Because if Jonathan Majors was that innocent, if the video evidence, if whatever evidence was that clear, they would have been tossed all that stuff out. They haven't, which should give people the impression that it's still possible that the DA has other evidence that could incriminate Jonathan Majors. We don't know what that is yet, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let me keep going into what the article talks about here. Now, the lawyer goes on to talk about being a racist arrest. The lawyer continued in the letter that Jabari had said, "I don't know," 19 times when they were asked about arriving, when they were asked by medics and cops how she was injured. The lawyer claims that coaching Ms. Jabari to accuse Mr. Majors of assault was done by the NYPD. Okay, so she's saying that basically the police coached her up. She said in the letter that the arrest was racist and showed the officers questioning amongst themselves how Majors could afford to live in a luxurious penthouse. The lawyer told Insider that all 6 of the responding officers were white. She goes on to say, even though Ms. Jabari admitted to drinking to the point of throwing up, taking sleeping pills, and having no idea how she woke up in a closet with a cut on her head or injured finger, the police jumped to the conclusion that Mr. Majors, the tall, strong, rich black man, must have done this to Ms. Jabari, according to this letter. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to say none of this matters. Now, I get it. Police, the system of policing, absolutely corrupt. Yes, I'll be the first one to let y'all know and say that for sure. But let me just also mention, this does not have anything to do with the actual charges that are made. Once again, this is more of a PR move. If you can get the public sentiment that, hey, racism is happening, you can now win the court of public opinion, or at least kind of sway it. That's why I'm a little I'm like, yo, you went for the racism card already? If your evidence was so strong, if the video, the witnesses, and all of that stuff was so strong, why even bring it up? Okay, so listen to me. I'm not saying that the cops were not racist. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you got a bag of tricks to win your case, you really need to just start with the strongest evidence. And if your evidence is that strong, you ain't got to go through the bag. You ain't got to go to the bottom of the bag for nothing. So if you got to pull the racism card, I'm just saying, why? I thought we had videos. I thought we had witnesses. Why isn't that enough? So again, be careful with stuff like this being said. And by the way, this is only the lawyer talking. She's paid to represent her client. She's also there to repair a lot of the damage. Let's not forget, a lot of damage has been done to Jonathan Majors' career and his image. And it does make sense to try to win some of that public opinion as well. But again, this isn't a situation of the police racially harassing Jonathan Majors. So bringing up racism in this case is not necessarily going to be a strong point to beat the charges that were given against him. We'll go over those in a second, but I'm just saying, be careful. Yes, the system is jacked up. Yes, police are corrupt, but that's not how the court of law works. The court of law brings the accusation. It's up to the DA to prove that accusation, and it's up to the other person to disprove or defend it against it. It's not about motive all the time. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's go on. Let's see. We skip. Says the evidence starts with the driver. This is the evidence that the lawyer brought about. It starts with the driver, the first of at least 4 eyewitnesses to the fight at the center of the case. In the letter, his lawyer wrote on April 8th, that the man, whose name has asked not to be published, was prepared to testify that Majors never raised his voice or a hand against Jabari as they argued inside his car or after he pulled the car over and the dispute spilled out into the busy street corner. Okay. The driver of the car saw and heard everything. Street surveillance video reviewed by Insider, so the outlet did see this street surveillance video that we have not seen, appears to substantiate at least some of the driver's account and shows Majors repeatedly trying to flee from Jabari as she pulls at his coat. Okay. At one point in the footage reviewed by Insider, Jabari used both hands to briskly fiddle with her hair. All right. So we have eyewitness account, according to the lawyer, that they saw the fight in the car. What does that mean? That means that we don't know what happened before that. We only have footage in the car and what happened after. That's why earlier in this whole article, Insider said that they were only able to give footage and evidence up to a certain point. Why is that important? Because if it's up to the district attorney, it might not matter. They might not need that information from the time they were in the car later. Maybe there's information of what happened before. Maybe there's information or evidence of stuff that happened before they got in the car. This is why I'm saying this stuff is not as black and white as y'all think it is. There could be some stuff. Again, we'll go over it in a second. According to the charges that the DA has in their possession, that does not have as much to do with everything that happened in the car or after. Okay, so again, keep that in mind. Let's keep going. So we got the video footage. Now, what the lawyer is trying to do right now, in all of this fluff right here, all the videos and stuff like that, what the lawyer is trying to do is establish the fact that there was no physical injury. Okay, that after they got out the car, Ms. Jabari was out there clubbing. She was using her hand, and basically the lawyer is saying like, "Yo, if you were so hurt, you wouldn't be able to." Fix your hair. If you were so hurt, if your finger was broken, you wouldn't be able to use your phone. You'd be like, you'd show some pain. So the lawyer is trying to demonstrate that there is no physical injury. Now, that is smart. I will say that is smart on the lawyer's behalf, because that's part of the charge, that if there is physical harm, that could be part of the issue, right? So the lawyer is saying there was no physical harm that was done during the time of the incident. So that is important. Let's keep going. Jabari's phone went silent at 7:45 a.m. She had called Majors 32 times since they parted ways at midnight, and had sent him a series of angry, jealous text messages accusing him of infidelity and begging him to call her. The lawyer alleged in the letter. And then there was a suicide threat. Jabari had texted a suicide threat to Majors when he did not respond to her text, according to the lawyer's letter. Now, there's also a handyman that will testify. Jonathan Majors called the resident handyman to force open the door. The lawyer wrote in the letter because apparently upstairs a bedroom door was locked from the inside. Inside, Majors and the handyman found Jabari half naked and passed out on the floor of a walk-in closet. The lawyer also wrote that the evidence would show that her right ear was bloody and that the knuckles of her right middle finger were swollen and bright purple with vomit on the bed and a bottle of sleeping pills nearby. Both witnesses verify that Ms. Jabari was locked in a bedroom, that Mr. Majors was not with her whatsoever before he found her and called 911 seconds later. Whatever caused her injuries, likely falling in the closet after the night of heavy drinking and taking sleeping pills, Mr. Majors was not there when the injuries happened. Once again, this is important for his defense. His defense right now is not only were you not injured while they were together, but Mr. Majors was not around when these injuries did come up. Okay, so that is valid defense for Majors and his lawyer to establish the fact that no injuries and he was nowhere around when those injuries came about. All right. Okay, so the lawyer goes on to say that Miss Jabari said she also asked, "What happened to my finger?" to one of the cops when she was alone with him. The lawyer told the Insider, saying that the police body cam footage showed Jabari looking down at her hand as if discovering the injury for the first time. That the lawyer said in the letter here that she also told the officers that she started a fight in the car because she saw a text message from another girl, wanted to see his phone, and tried to grab his phone. At one point in the body cam footage, okay, the cop who would end up smearing out the original assault complaint can be seen on the video touching his own throat several times while questioning what Majors did, as if coaching her. Okay, now this is part of the lawyer's complaint that the police were, doing something like, "Yo, did he do this to you? Did he do this?" And in the original complaint, those charges. Hold on, let's go back. And by the way, shout out to She Dreads Me. I appreciate you for putting me on to this case and giving me the extra information. Shout out to you for that. But in the original case, okay, in the original charges, there was talk about strangulation. That stuff got dismissed. It got dismissed, okay? Whatever, I don't know which one it was exactly in here, but the complaints or charges that were originally filed had something to do with being strangled or whatever, but they got rid of that and they amended the complaint. They changed the complaint to something else, okay? Another important point. So, and it says it right here. A subsequent amended complaint would remove the first complaint's allegation that Majors had put his hand on her neck, causing bruising and substantial pain. Now, again, this is one of those things where if you were one of those people that read that TMZ report when it first went down and were overreacting, that's the way it was reported. Y'all remember she had bruises on her neck and stuff like that? Well, guess what? Apparently that ain't the case. That's why we have to wait for more information. There were no bruises on her neck. There was no strangulation. There was no evidence for that. It was reported that way, but that's not what happened. So again, this is why I keep telling y'all, don't be jumping to no conclusions until everything comes out. Heck, I didn't know we had body cam footage. I want to see the body cam footage now, right? So now that we're learning more about the case, we can peel away at some of this information little by little, okay? So now, as we go through this, let's see. Okay, so yes, now the lawyer's kind of going back to the racial card. NYPD body cam footage captured Majors telling the cops who had arrived at his penthouse that he had not struck or injured her, the alleged victim, and that she instead had gouged his own chin and arm with her fingernails as they fought on the street the night before, ripping his $1,000 coat. So he is saying that, like, yo, she attacked me that whole time. Okay. That's the lawyer, too, in case y'all was wondering. You want to put a face to the name. Okay, so now this is why I wanted to bring all this stuff up, to kind of give you guys proper context. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. Do not go taking my word as a lawyer. I'm just reading this and I'm trying to read what other lawyers say. So take that for what it is. But when we look at the actual charges, okay, some of the charges, and this is the top charge right now is a misdemeanor. Mostly all of these are misdemeanors except for this one violation right here. And we'll get to that in a second. But the top charge is a misdemeanor of reckless assault causing physical injury. I don't know what that means. Okay. I don't know what that means. So I had to look this up just like anybody else can do. And I wanted to see what that actually means with this penal code and all that. Reckless third degree assault. And it says here, and this is according to like a law site or whatever, lawyer site. What is reckless assault? Understanding the New York penal law. No matter the assault allegation for a misdemeanor complaint to proceed, there must be some form of physical injury. The injury must constitute substantial pain. Now, this is why you can see why Jonathan Majors' lawyer is trying to prove that even if there was an altercation, even if there was any of this stuff, there was no substantial pain. There was no pain in the finger. There was no bloody ear. We saw all of this stuff on video. That's why Jonathan Majors' lawyer is trying to push that this ain't what happened. You saying that you had this bloody finger that, by the way, you don't even know how that happened. That's on body cam footage, accordingly, supposedly. But there is no actual pain when you was with Jonathan Majors versus much later. Okay, so that misdemeanor, maybe that will get tossed out. I don't know, but that's not all. There are more charges that are also there, and this is why it's so messy. Okay, so they already dropped one of these things that dealt with I don't know which one it was, with the strangulation or neck bruises. They already dropped that. Okay. But this one right here, this top charge of third degree reckless assault, maybe that goes into the finger or the ear injury. Maybe. I don't know. But here's the one that also gets me a little nervous. And it's this harassment of second physical contact. This is a charge. Okay. This is a charge that they can put on them. Aggravated harassment. Hold on, let me make sure I got my numbers together. Let's see, 2440. Okay, 24. Oh no, it was this one. Okay, well, this is another one. Aggravated harassment. It's another one, right? I want to get my numbers together. All this is, okay, this is what the aggravated harassment is in the second degree. With intent to harass another person, the person either communicates anonymously or otherwise by telephone, computer, or other electronic means, or by mail, transmitting or delivering any other form of communication, a threat to cause physical harm to or unlawful harm to the property of such person, a member, yada, 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 yada. So basically what that means, harassment on that level means if you sent a text message, if you called somebody or something that threatened harm, you could be charged with that charge. And that is the part where I am like, do we know what actually happened? Do y'all have all the text messages? Do you know all the phone calls that were made? Do you know all the people that might have heard this or that before they got into the car? That's where I'm sitting here like, yo, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not saying something happened or didn't. What I'm saying is, I don't know if that is what the DA is leaning on. The DA might be like, "Oh, okay, you can have your broken finger. Oh, okay, you can have the bloody ear. We ain't even gonna deal with that. We gonna deal with this text message. We gonna deal with this person that overheard this phone call. We gonna deal with this XYZ other evidence that's not made public yet. That I don't know. Jonathan Majors maybe threatened her in some way. We don't know that. And that's why I'm saying we got to be very careful jumping to conclusions, because clearly, let's not forget, the DA also went and had several women that supposedly are also saying that Jonathan Majors, harassed them or was mean to them. I don't know. But several women have also stepped up again, to work with the DA. And maybe the DA is trying to build another case that, yeah, maybe you didn't put hands on her, but maybe you threatened her. Maybe you harassed her. And if that is what sticks, because it does look, let's go back. Let's go back to all the charges here. We got assault, we got harassment, attempted assault. Oh, no, that got dismissed. I'm sorry, aggravated harassment, assault with intent, attempted assault. The DA is throwing a lot of different things to see. And here's the thing: the DA only need one thing to stick. That's all they need. They just need one thing to stick. So this is why I'm saying I understand what Jonathan Majors' lawyer is trying to fight against. And if anything, Majors' lawyer is fighting the worst stuff, right? Because I'm assuming, I'm speculating, I don't know, but I'm assuming that if the harassment is the one thing that sticks, that would probably be a lot better than, oh, I put hands on this person, right? I mean, maybe Jonathan Majors gets a slap on the wrist, stop sending threatening emails or text. I don't know. But that's a lot better than I strangled somebody or I put hands on somebody. So maybe that's why I'm saying I feel like the lawyer's doing the PR game in that regard by saying like, yo, we got all this evidence that Jonathan Majors didn't put a hand on nobody. Okay, that's cool. But the DA is still not dropping this stuff, which means the DA believes that they still have enough evidence to make this go to trial and to have this thing stick. And like I said, Jonathan Majors' lawyer did not present any information before what happened in the car. Again, maybe the DA has something that happened before that. And if that's the case, that's a whole nother defense that needs to happen. So, listen, I'm not a lawyer. Like I said, I'm just kind of going over this. And all I can determine right now, just looking through a lot of these things, looking through the court case files, looking at what these charges actually mean. This is pretty flimsy, by the way. But okay, hold on. Let me see. Because I think I found something else. Okay, so this is something else from another lawyer site here, and it was about a third degree assault. And one thing I found interesting, it said like, as an intentional crime, simply defines the offense as an intentional act on your part to cause a physical injury to some other person, and you actually do cause this level of injury. Goes on to say, if prosecutors established your intent, so they got to prove your intent, but could not establish a physical injury, they may be able to proceed on the theory of attempted assault. What did I tell y'all? So maybe they couldn't get them on actual assault, right? Maybe they can't get them there, but maybe they can get them on attempted assault. That's what I'm saying. They're going to throw everything and see what lands. Okay. Then there was this other part here. What was this? This was a second degree aggravated harassment. Again, this is different. Harassment is not the same thing as I put hands on you. This is another thing that he is being accused of. I found this interesting here too. Let's get this. This lawyer site says here, if you have the intent to harass another person, whomever he or she may be, and you do so by communicating anonymously or by identifying yourself through the telephone, computer, mail, or electronic means, a threat to cause physical harm or unlawful harm to the person or property of such a person, you are guilty of this offense. The additional caveat is that you must also know, or reasonably should know, that your communication will cause him or her reasonable fear of this harm of physical safety or property damage. So, in other words, if Jonathan Majors sent any form of communication that made this alleged victim fear, this is kind of where the racial stuff comes in. If she feared physical harm in any way, that's going to be enough to put Jonathan away, or, to charge him at least. So you got assault, attempted assault, harassment, and if I'm not mistaken, I want to say maybe even attempted aggravated assault, aggravated harassment. Listen, there was a court case not too long ago where I don't know if y'all saw this YouTube video. It was on social media anyway. There was this guy running around on the streets or whatever, and he snatched this girl's wig off her hair, right? And matter of fact, this dude was a lawyer too, so it was really dumb. Snatched her wig off. It was a prank, whatever, laughing, ha ha ha, whatever. Guess what? He got arrested. I think he's also getting charged. If it's not for assault, it might be for harassment, one of those two. For snatching a wig off, okay? Was the woman physically harmed? Probably not. I don't think like the glue came off or nothing, but that's all it took. Snatching a wig off, it could have been just as simple as popping somebody's hat off. That's all it takes to get convicted or to at least get them charges put on you for, I don't know if it was harassment or assault, but either one of those, that's how low the bar is. So, again, all I'm saying is, if something transpired before they got into the car, that's going to be a huge thing for the DA against Jonathan Majors. But hey, guys, that's all I got for today. I hope that this was informative in some way. I hope that, once again, let's not jump to no conclusions. We don't know who's innocent. We don't know who's guilty, not yet. We've only heard primarily the lawyer side of things. We've heard a little bit of what can be corroborated by Insider, this news outlet. But that's not everything. That's not everything, right? There's still some reason why the district assistant attorney or whatever still wants to pursue this case. And that should give anyone some type of pause, because this is not an open and shut case. If it was, everything would have been dropped a long time ago. So once again, I hope that justice falls wherever it needs to fall. Whoever's guilty, great. Whoever's innocent, cool. But I think a lot of this kind of shows that we still don't know a lot of stuff. All right. So y'all let me know, what did y'all think about the Jonathan Majors situation? Was there any new information here that kind of surprised you or that you found interesting? Did this sway your opinion in any way? Whatever you're thinking about this whole thing, let me know in the comments down below. And by the way, I just saw that some of y'all said getting your wig snatched can hurt. I'm sorry, I don't wear wigs, so I don't know. I will take y'all word for it. Wig snatching, not good. Don't do it. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm damn near bald half of the time anyway. But y'all let me know what you think about this information in the comments down below. All right, we got some comments. Let's grab those here before we wrap up. Mambo Jazz, Zaslav can Batgirl just to get his tax cut. That is true. Hope it was worth it. We'll see. Probably could have done the same thing with whatchamacallit, with the Flash, but guess not. Sim, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, such a wonderful contribution. Thank you for that. Hey, man and E-Fam, just getting on to catch the live. Still the highlight of the day. Thanks as always, Sim. thank you so much, and I really, really appreciate you for the contribution. Definitely means a whole lot. Hold on, I gotta give some more love real quick. Um, let's see, let's give some love to. I don't know why I always have trouble with this. I should figure this out by now. Okay. Oh man, Miss Harper. Thank you so much. Let's see. Did my silver play button come yet? Not yet. I'm still waiting. Listen, I'm still waiting so we can celebrate. We ain't even really celebrate the 100K club yet. But I'm coming. I'm listen, I'm sending an email. I'm sending a mad email. But thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate you. My man Terrence Francis, thank you so much. You said here for Ms. Marvel flower arrangements. Come on, man. Don't do that to Ms. Marvel. Come on, man. Low key, oh my gosh, $25 cash app. Thank you so much, low key. I'm gonna send some love right back to you for that. I appreciate you so much. Christy, I think I gave you a shout out last time. Thank you. And Sean Evans, I also want to thank you as well. And also, yeah, Charlissa, thank you so much for hooking me up and helping the channel and all that. I appreciate you, ma'am, so much. Thank you for that. JN, what's going on? Let's see. Do you think there will be a recast? That's the word on the street. Who would you like to see if they recast? I assume you're talking about Ezra Miller. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Insert generic white guy here. Like, I don't care. Like, yo, give me a Wally West. You can give me a Wally West. They made him black in the comics. You can give me that. But to be honest with you, here's the thing. Flash is not like a big main draw. It does not matter. As long as the person can act, that's all that matters. And here's the thing. The other thing is they kind of sort of told one of the best Flash stories already. So if they do recast, I think the best way to even use the Flash is to use him as a side character. He's not a C-list. He's a B-list character right now. Like, people know about him, but it's like, look, when you're talking about the Justice League, it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then everybody else. And even everybody else, they mix them up. Sometimes it's Aquaman, Flash, and then, I don't know, Red Tornado, or I don't know. They throw some people in there, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, like, ain't nobody, they not breaking no box office for them. So to me, it just does not matter as much who is going to be the new Flash. Because like I said, I don't feel as though it's really gonna matter as much. They just need to get back to telling good stories. Tell good stories, develop the characters, and then whoever you put in there, it's just gonna work. It should work. But anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. Sorry I couldn't sorry to the replay gang. I couldn't make it under 3 hours. But it is what it is. Anywho, y'all, I've got some From videos I gotta work on. So if you are watching From, season finale is here. I have a huge interview with one of the cast members. Y'all not gonna want to miss that. I am very, very excited about that for y'all because it was a really good interview. And of course, we got Secret Invasion on Wednesday night around 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's where we do our little recap, reaction, review of the episode. So make sure you come back for that as well. But other than that, y'all, that's all I got. Yo, it's the weekend, y'all. Go have yourselves a good time. Wash those hands, wash those butts, and enjoy yourselves. Once again, thank you so much for joining. Always appreciate it. But until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.